who are the Trinitarios?
Dangerous, notorious.
You can search it out. We're the most dangerous gang.
It is a Dominican gang the NYPD has been watching and fighting for years.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy G. I'm in Hunts Point, the most dangerous neighborhood in New York, and today I'm with the Trinitarios.
Fucking big 3D pizza, you heard? Gangster.
No Tuesday, I'm aiming for tacos. Spit through and I'm looking for Vato. DPK, all them niggas in shot though. Twin top when I'm looking for Flacco. When I'm running the X, but I have my paper. I'ma sit on that block like a kid.
DPK, nigga. Popo.
Yeah.
No. Plátano con salami.
Isn't that sus? Are you guys tricking me right now?
No.
The Trinitarios are one of the most notorious gangs in New York City. This Dominican gang formed in Rikers Island prison in 1993 by Leonidas Junito Sierra and Julio Caballo Marin. This gang quickly earned a reputation for their use of machetes and knives. For example, in 2020, 26 members were charged within Rikers Island prison for a string of stabbings in the late 2010s. The most public and gruesome act in violence carried out by the gang occurred in 2018 when Lissandro Guzman Feliz was dragged out of a bodega by members of the Trinitarios and stabbed to death in the Belmont neighborhood of the Bronx. This group has also attracted attention by the Justice Department. In 2022, 16 members of Every Dollar Gang, a Trinitario faction, caught a RICO for their involvement with 5 murders, 12 attempted murders, and 7 gunpoint robberies. We go boots on the ground today and speak with a group of Trinitarios in Hunts Point, located in the Bronx, and known as New York's most dangerous neighborhood. Let's begin the episode. We're in the Bronx, going to Hunts Point, which is one of the most dangerous places. We just got done being in Hartford, Connecticut, exploring why gun violence is escalating and getting out of control, and now we're here in New York, meeting with a squad called the Trinitarios, which I don't know if you ever heard of them, but people have been emailing me about them. Somehow we got connected with some guys, and so we're looking to get into it. How you doing? We're pulling up to the scene, and the boys are already here. Yo, KB?
I'm the one you was texting.
Yes.
Bro.
How you doing, brother?
How you been, gang?
Good to meet you guys. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
John.
What's up? Oh, I talked to you on the phone too. I have to piss my pants. Is there a bathroom around the corner?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Go to the laundry, use the bathroom.
Okay.
What do you wanna go to the dungeon?
The dungeon?
Yeah.
Holy shit, this looks like the Jewish synagogue shit.
A secret tunnel built under a famous synagogue in Brooklyn. 60-foot tunnel was found right underneath the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights.
If you guys don't hear from me in 10 minutes, come get me, alright?
I got you, you heard? I got you.
I'll stay in that nigga.
This is the New York experience right here. I'm pissing in the dungeon. I'll see you guys in a second.
Let's see who put the niggas we don't like.
Alright guys, by the way, we have to say before the video gets started, if you want to rock the Big Dogs Gotta Eat sweatshirts, they've been selling like absolutely crazy. Here's why. We got the crazy back. We got hundreds of you around the country repping this. So get yours before your size gets out of stock. They go very quickly, but I appreciate the support. It's amazing that this is my job. So thank you for the support. The biggest gang in the world, a good gang. We try and make positive things happen. Let's talk to these fellas. How much does rent go for down there? I'm ready to move in.
That shit probably like $50 an hour, son.
The dungeon.
We'll put boxes and leave, like we'll stand on top of
The chick down there.
Nobody can, you know what I'm saying? You stuck down there.
Do you guys have a bunch of like secret hideout type spots? Like this to me is like a cool secret hideout.
Yeah, but this camera, so you can't, it's not really a hideout.
How big is the camera system in New York?
HD, 4K, just like that.
Is that the store owner's camera or is that like the police camera?
Yeah, both.
Yeah. Facial tracking technology?
All that, bro, it's New York, bro.
Because in China, they can like track you by how you walk,
shit here
right?
too.
Like they register you in the system. That's New York.
Listen, bro, if you get shot right here, the camera's just gonna follow you to wherever you go. You get in a car and you try to leave, they're still gonna follow you. Because they'll get the license plate, the color of the car. All of these basically connected to
It's like Big Brother kind of.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
crazy. That's bad, bro, because you know what I'm saying? You could accidentally be doing something by mistake and forget.
You could accidentally be doing something by mistake. I like the way you said that. Tell the people, where the hell are we right now?
Hunts Point, Gilbert, right there.
G-Block. No, not F block, not H block. What is G block known for?
Listen, man, Google it. It's a bad place, but we from here, so we try to, you know, make it good.
What's the reputation of NYPD around here?
They are very, very, very corrupt. They'll push on you, they'll stop and frisk you, and you can't do that no more.
I heard one of our friends here maybe got caught for jaywalking the other day.
No, that happened to me twice too.
For real, they actually get you for jaywalking?
Yeah, they do for anything. I was like just
because that's a probable cause to stop you.
They can search you, go through your stuff, see if you got warrants, anything,
I love
and then pick you up right now.
Police try to run me over just to search me, bro, for no reason, bro.
They actually ran one of my friends over too before.
One of my friends is locked up right now. Free talk. That's
right
here, 3 in the morning, you heard?
Free the bros.
So I go to a lot of places around the country, right, fellas? And most places they're like, they're not really worried about the police. They have crazy guns out. But I've noticed New York, you have to like at least respect them, even if you don't like them. They're about it.
You don't gotta respect them. You just can't be dirty. You can't have a gun on you talking crazy to them. Now, if you clean, if you just a citizen walking and they try to harass you, you can violate them.
So what's the green I see around me? I see some.
Is our favorite color? Yeah.
That's your favorite color?
Yeah.
So what's the squad? What do you guys refer to yourself as?
We 3DP. That's a musical group we have.
So what is 3DP about?
3 different personalities.
Like you guys are schizophrenic or what?
3 different personalities. You got the savages, people get money.
You have a little savage in you.
Sure.
You have a little lover boy in you.
Sure.
And you have a little money man in you.
We all get to wear different hats in this life. You could be the peacemaker, you could be the warrior. But it seems like the young bucks nowadays are way more concerned about war than peace. Why do you think that is?
Because they feel like they had to show and prove. But I be trying to tell them, like, you don't have to do that, bro.
Because war can be stressful, right?
It's not even that. It's like casualties that come with wars. That's the problem. I lost too many friends in the street. That's cool.
What's the makeup of this neighborhood? I'm seeing a bunch of different shades, so it looks pretty mixed, like a lot of different types of things.
Everybody is out here. We even have white people out here. Spanish people, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Mexican, black, Cuban, all type of races out here.
I watch you on YouTube.
I appreciate you.
too.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Of course, let's do it. Study hard, stay in school, okay? We just bumped into a young guy. What's your advice for the youth out there? Do they join a squad like yours, or should they stay away? What do you think?
Nah, if you make music come through, you heard?
I've always been fascinated by gangs. I grew up in an area that had almost zero gang activity, and I'm intrigued as to what makes a young man sign up for a lifestyle that usually ends somewhere between death or prison. But as I thought about it more, I thought about this. If you grow up in a very dangerous gang-infested area and you don't have a gang, chances are you're going to be prey. You're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole in your area. So as a defense mechanism, you create your own gang to survive. And of course, humans are tribal. So if there's a rival gang, you want to be stronger than them. That's just how human nature works. And people will say, well, get rid of the gangs, get rid of the gangs. Well, if you get rid of their gang, all of a sudden they're going to become prey on the totem pole again. If you ask the experts why this is all happening, they usually say it comes down to education, economics, and family structure. The more educated people are, the more economic opportunities people have, and the more they have a cohesive family unit with a dad and a mom in the house, the less often these types of things will happen. I always want to see neighborhoods get better and improve, so these are the types of things I think about.
Tell me about this guy that's on the wall right now.
That's the gorgeous gangster himself right there.
The gorgeous gangster?
Yeah,
It's a good
man.
name.
That's his name, DJ. I ain't gonna lie, it's one of my closest friends right there.
What can you tell us about DJ?
Cool ass dude, I ain't gonna lie. He just, people go through things. He would have been right here with us if he was alive, I'll tell you that much.
What happened to him?
It's like hard to talk about it because I don't like what he did to himself, but
Took his life.
Yeah, bro. He was going through a lot, like I can't blame him for what he did. Mad at him, but everybody go through different things in life.
I think especially with men, like if you look at statistics, it's men that take their life. I had a friend in college, one of the happiest go lucky guys. If he was with you, he'd be making you laugh. His name was Max, and he was the smoothest with the ladies. He got so many ladies.
That's him right there.
Yeah, and then you get a call like Max is not here. I have chills thinking about it because it's strange that you can have somebody right here in front of you laughing, having a good time, and you never really realize maybe what's going on, and all of a sudden they're gone.
A lot of niggas, they think like just because you in the streets and you don't got feelings and a lot of mental health is a real issue. But a lot of people, like, they be going through a lot of streets, their family, poverty, drugs, like addictions.
A lot of people have problems that they don't like to speak about too. They just keep it to themselves. That builds up,
Certain niggas know how to hide that too. My son used to smile all the time with a bro.
Yeah, nobody expected
the same
that.
day he died, he was smiling, laughing with me, joking for me.
And the other thing is, it doesn't matter who you are or what career you have, like everyone struggles in life. One of my friends is a rapper on tour, called him in the airport LAX, he's feeling sad, he's down. But on the surface level, everyone's gonna look at it and be like, he's the man, he's on stage, he's getting girls, but he's still...
That's why sometimes people be scared to say their emotions, you know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta check up on people and make sure you feel me.
I feel like especially in tough neighborhoods, like guys are supposed to be like cold and like no emotion whatsoever, and it's impossible. Like everyone feels things,
Indoors is where you might around cry, or you might punch the wall when nobody's around.
After you cry, you actually feel pretty damn good,
Yeah, like,
who are the Trinitarios?
Dangerous, notorious fucking gang.
You can search it out. We're the most dangerous gang. Niggas don't even talk about us. Like,
some refer to the Trinitarios as the most feared gang in New York. Now, every gang you talk to claims they're the most dangerous, and in New York, you have a lot of dangerous gangs to choose from. The Bloods, Crips, Latin Kings, and MS-13, just to name a few. So why do some say that the Trinitarios are the most feared? They will tell you it's because of their unity. While certainly they are outnumbered by gangs like the Bloods and the Crips, they'll tell you that a big difference between black gangs and Latino gangs is structure and solidarity. For example, they'll say it's not unusual to see rival factions beefing amongst themselves, but that usually does not happen amongst Trinitarios, especially while in jail together. The other thing Trinitarios will tout is their vetting process. While some gangs might just let people in their ranks quickly, it's a 3 to 6 month process where an applicant is observed in traits such as loyalty and commitment, and only when they prove themselves are they allowed in. So the question becomes, if you were trying to figure out who is the most dangerous gang in New York, do you pick the one with the most amount of members or the one that you believe to be the most unified and loyal? You decide.
They claim that we're the most dangerous gang, so we just, you know, whatever, but you know, it's not, everybody's not really on that time, you know? There's a lot of us that's trying to push peace and positive vibes, music and shit, but we're known for a lot of bad shit, but every gang is known for bad shit.
Good and bad,
yeah, right? We just lit, that's it, that's all.
God give his family, the family fight for our freedom, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be against the abusing it, you know what I'm trying to tell you? We're a family, we stick together, one for all, one for everyone.
Do you feel like in tough neighborhoods it's almost essential to be part of a squad, like to survival, or can you be like a kid that's in science books off by yourself?
Kids over here that chill with us, that's not.
When you're born in that environment, most kids, like, they join something as a, like,
to be cool.
They like the feeling of, like, family, of unity that they usually don't get in other, like, from their family or something.
I'm gonna know if you just want to be this because it's cool or because of clout and shit. And I'm gonna tell you, bro, you could hang out with us, bro. You don't gotta be this, because this not for everybody.
At the end of the day, just make sure you know what you signed up for, you heard?
This is real, bro, you feel me? So you can't be out here playing with your life and shit, because people die behind this bro.
Shot at all that, you feel me? It happens.
I know that in New York drill music, especially the younger kids, there's a lot of disrespect that I hear in the songs, like Walking on Dead Ops, things like that. But also there was a story of kids kicking over candles of a guy that got killed.
That happens. I done did that in my youth.
At the end of the day, we human. It's bad enough we smoking on people, you know what I'm saying? So me personally, I'm against the whole kicking candles and because at the end of the day, that ops got families and you know what I'm saying? So his mom, that's all she might see every day, looking at her kids' candles and stuff.
Is he calling from the jail phone right now?
Yeah, jail phone. So yo, we on a video right now, yo.
That's not informative. Let's go 3DP. You already know the vibes, man. I'm on an island right now, the box here.
You're in Rikers? Hey, brothers, Tommy G, how you doing?
Good.
Tell me about the conditions in Rikers. Some people have never been in there in their life. What's the food like? What do you get to do?
It's nasty. You got white people telling us we can off schedule this.
Rikers Island is the most infamous correctional facility in New York. Founded in 1932, this facility has housed rappers like Lil Wayne, Tupac, and A$AP Rocky. The jail has long gained notoriety for its overcrowding and gang activity. In fact, in 1993, 2 gangs were born in Rikers Island, the United Blood Nation and the Trinitarios. This jail currently stands to be closed by the end of August of 2027 and will be replaced by 4 smaller borough-based jails due to the immense overcrowding and violence. And until this happens, New Yorkers are calling for a federal takeover of the facility to ensure more safety. Trinitarios that are locked up in Rikers Island can make a lot of money. They bribe correctional officers to smuggle in drugs, knives, cell phones, and other contraband. In jail, drugs can be sold for up to 4 times what they are worth on the street. Within Rikers Island, Trinitarios have a reputation for being quick to knife violence if they feel threatened or provoked. The following footage you've seen in this segment were sent by Trinitarios who were locked up. Like, you had to sleep with the lights on all the time? There's always lights on, or does it get dark at all?
5 o'clock in the morning, you turn on the light and keep it on all the way to like 9 o'clock.
If I wanted to smuggle something in, can I bribe a CO?
Hell yeah.
If I'm getting lonely and I want the warm touch of a woman, is it possible to get down with a woman? If I'm ever in Rikers, I can invite Sweet Cheeks to come see me?
Nah, you gotta get the CO clean for me.
You a movie right now, word of bro.
Look, I'm in a box right now.
Like you solitary?
Yeah.
What'd you do to get sent to the box?
I poked somebody out. I made a knife and I poked the nigga right in his stomach.
I might tell you a jail story.
Yo, listen, man, shout out 3DP, man. I got cut up in my face a while back, you feel me? Like, I had to spin one of the threes, he didn't take a deal, you feel me? On the way to the school, niggas sparked me, but I sparked the nigga back. I ain't take nothing on the hop. You're a gangster, like.
This is on the way to school?
Yeah, I was on the way to program upstate.
In jail.
Okay.
Jail program, but yeah, man, that's really it, you feel me? It's heavy out here in these streets, you feel me? Like,
they got you twice, huh?
Like 3 times.
And that fight's quick, that happens real quick, huh?
Everybody in New York might not have a gun, but everybody got this.
But more or less, these shits right here, these shits
work, you heard? Like, I'm not niggas a for a living, you heard?
What happens if a cop finds you with that?
Might take you to the precinct too, but they might just.
But not nearly as serious as a gun. So it's similar to England where they do all the shanking because the gun laws are strict.
There's a lot of guns out here, bro. Whoever show guns on YouTube videos here, shit like that, stupid.
You're getting indicted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're stupid.
New York's gang history goes back hundreds of years. Way back in the day, Irish gangs like the Huyus gang and the Dead Rapids controlled much of the criminal underworld in the 1800s. In the early 1900s, the precursor to the Italian mob emerged, the Black Hand. These guys would extort money from people by showing up, putting a letter under somebody's door with a demand. Give us money or we will stab you or blow up your building. And sometimes they did. Bombings were very common in this time. Then, from 1920 to 1933, the prohibition of alcohol occurred, which opened up a massive opportunity for the Italian mob to capitalize on. Bootlegging. The cash that flowed in from this is one of the many rackets that contributed to the rise of the Italian mobs as the premier gangs of New York. The mob seemed untouchable until the invention of the RICO in the 1970s, which enabled the conviction of the mob's leadership. The 1986 Mafia Commission trial, led by prosecutor Rudy Giuliani, went against the heads of the 5 major Italian families, and this loosened the grip that Italian crime gangs had on the New York underworld. This power vacuum allowed black gangs such as the Bloods and Crips, and Latin gangs such as the Latin Kings and the Trinitarios to take over power. History tells us that change is certain. I wonder what will come next.
Niggas are bald, niggas what we do, nigga. DPK, nigga.
What would it take to make peace with some of the ops you were just naming?
There's no peace. If I make peace, I'll feel like a bitch. How you gonna make peace with niggas who's killing your mans and shit? For me?
When does it end then?
It will never end. If somebody kill your friend, how would you feel?
How you doing, brother? So let me ask you this. What's important to you guys?
Yo, I know your music too.
What's important to you? Like, what's your goal in life? What do you want to
accomplish? My goal in life, get out of this and make it in, for me, obviously, as you see music, and to change everybody, for me? Change everybody in Patria or whatever. That's my goal. Yeah.
Say it again?
Hasta la muerte.
Hasta la muerte.
Yeah. Say popo. Hold on, can I hear popo?
Popo?
Yeah.
Popo?
Yeah. Popo.
Right here to the Patria, nigga.
Is that another dungeon right there?
Yeah, we don't got access to that one.
I said I'm green because I'm really TNT. If you try to run up, you better watch out. A whole lot of bullets hit the scene. 3 to 3. I'm always wildin'. If Mojo say get him, just know I'm gonna hit your face to him. I ain't freestyling, you know?
That nigga, you know that I've been that. Y'all niggas just rap with the struggle. Y'all ain't never lived that. Remember days of the kid on the block, I was just having fun. Not gonna lie, I missed that. Now we play with them 40 shit, got a kickback. Boy, try to rumble, we pushing his wig back.
I'm talking about,
when normal citizens
know the vibes. Yeah, you know the vibe.
When normal citizens are walking around, do you think they feel safer or more scared when you guys are walking around?
They know us. We grew up here our whole life, so most of us here, they know. For me, like, I could probably run into any crib in here and hide if I had to.
The average mom walking around, when she sees a group of guys in shiesties, you think she's like, oh,
we say, how you doing and all that. We very polite. We not
so do you think that's one thing that makes you guys different? You guys are more respectful than the average?
Yeah, we from here, bro, you know, so you gotta respect where you from. You can't never violate where you from.
So you believe in respecting the elders?
Yeah, you have. That's where I come from. You have to.
What kind of family did you grow up in?
I grew up with
that was not me, bro.
My father got deported, so he really was.
Where did you get deported to?
DR, Dominican Republic.
Okay. So how old were you when you got deported?
Yeah, I was like 6, 7, probably around there.
Did you guys think about going back at all?
We used to go like every summer and December for holidays.
How often do you get to talk to your dad now?
He died.
He died?
2 years ago.
How was life in Dominican Republic?
Hard over there, bro. Third world country. That's rough. I would like to go for like vacations, but I don't think nobody want to live there if they don't really got money.
So you a bowler?
No, I wrestled.
Oh, I see the vid. He was on the beach and
I don't know, the gangster dudes I meet don't work out. I'm like, how?
Nah, you have to work out. That helps your body, your soul,
and it keeps your mind together. So if you go to Rikers, you already know the workout you'll be doing?
Mandatory. Every day you gotta just do calisthenics.
What are some Rikers workouts we can do?
Push-ups, garbage bags, fill them up with water. Those be the weights.
Inmates can be very creative with how they get things done.
I've never personally been in jail, but I know people that have been in jail. They be coming out like this.
You gotta work out because there's people physically in there. They're gonna like impose their will on you. So you're not gonna let somebody somebody just walk all over you or do anything. So if you skinny, you gonna have to get your weight up so somebody else stop bothering you or whatever you gotta.
Imagine you go in there, you see a guy like this, and you just came in the spot. I just came in the spot looking like this. You feel me? I'm not gonna win a fight every single time against him, so I gotta do.
Or imagine he come in the spot like that. I come in skinny. You probably gonna try me before you try him.
You say you go to Rikers or something. Will they put you by other Trinitarios, or they separate people?
In my time, they wouldn't do that. We used to have fun, but now they putting you straight with your con. So whatever you are,
that minimizes the trouble.
They started to segregate.
Yeah, but that's not cool, bro. It's not fun. When I was in jail, bro, 2012, 11, 13, 14, like those times, you can't say nothing. So now they put you in a blood crib. You can't live with blood because we have beef with blood. So if you go to the blood crib and they ask you, yo, what are you? And you say, I'm not nothing. You can do that 24 hours. You got to do something in the house. You can't just be in there low riding like, oh, I'm not in no gang. No. So I done did that. I've been to a few cribs. I got a beard. They think I'm Muslim. I played a little black role because I look black. Once one of them is not looking or I got them, then they send me to the bros and shit. But you just go in jail like, hey, I'm this, huh? Kind of. For me, that's not fun.
What are some stereotypes about jail that are true or false? Like let's say this, like if I'm the new guy, I come up, I have a tray and I have a brownie on the tray, some big dude's gonna be like, that's my brownie.
Even gonna get the, like, no, listen. You're not even gonna get the brownie. The inmates do the pantry, so the inmates are the ones that give everyone the food.
So if I go in there, I have no affiliation. I'm neutral. Do I have to join somebody or what?
No, just beat somebody up real quick. You're not in front of everybody,
but they will try you.
Will I go to solitary if I knock somebody out?
Nah.
You got a ticket for that.
What percentage of dudes get down in jail with other dudes? Like, is that a real thing?
Nah, that don't happen.
That's like back in the 80s.
Yeah, that don't happen. That drop the soap. That's not real. Once in a blue moon, though. I'll be like a trans and
a guy that now calls himself Jessica.
Yes, and they'll still put those type of people with us because they were men at one time. So that's just a question that I have to myself. They be putting so much laws, but in jail, you still put up with men.
Oh, we have the boys behind us.
Nah, this is every day.
My boy, you could be walking full black cars will hop on you and just search you,
beat you up for no reason.
That's like the elite forces of the police.
Yeah, because they want the guns.
I see those. I try to maneuver because they will open your coat, check you all over
without any probable cause.
Yeah, that's illegal right there.
New York have a SWAT team?
Yeah,
they have a SWAT team.
Remember the George Floyd incident? What happened a few years ago? New York had for that. They had to bring the SWAT out here, the U.S. martial law and all that, because everybody was looting, everybody was wilding.
What did you guys feel when you saw the George Floyd incident?
I ain't gonna lie, it's just I feel like it happens everywhere, you know? It's just another televised person getting killed for no reason.
I ain't never really been in jail, but when I was in the bookings, when I was in the cell, like, we was asking the cops, we like, do you really enjoy doing this job? And most of them were like, nah, I just need to get paid. Like, I'll be feeling bad for you.
There's a lot of people like that too that don't care.
But that George Floyd situation, I want to touch up on that. And that kind of relates to like all little group, you know what I'm saying? That George Floyd situation, right? At that time period, people were going at cops, right? Me personally, I don't like cops, right? But you would say not every cop is bad, right?
Correct.
I mean, that ties into like some happen in our culture and our little that happens. Just because a group did something bad to, you feel me, a little kid or some that doesn't mean that all of us is bad and all of us feel that was the right thing to do or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
You're referring to a news story, aren't you?
Yeah, like we got blamed for something and you know what I'm saying, like it's a touchy subject, so I kind of don't really want to talk on it too much, but you know, like me, KB, Melly, we make music, right? A lot of people always harass us, oh y'all civilian killers, da da da. That wasn't us, you know what I'm saying? We don't
even know what's going on with
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's bloods that kill innocent people, there's Crips that kill innocent people, but people don't talk about that. But that people want to talk about that little one incident.
When you Google the Trinitarios, one of the first things that comes up is the 2018 murder of Junior Guzman Feliz. He was in the Belmont neighborhood walking home one day when 4 cars filled with Trinitarios pulled up on him, chased him into a bodega, dragged him out, and stabbed him to death with knives and machetes. He was only 15 years old. According to the news, his death was the result of him being mistaken for a rival gang member. But what some on the street say is he got caught between a Trinitario civil war gone wrong. 14 of the Trinitario members that were involved in this gruesome crime were sentenced, and some of them are serving 25 to life. It's stories like this that make the endless cycle of violence in the hood seem like something that will never go away.
We winning this. We gonna take this W. Comment, Team Tommy G. We winning. It's your team right now.
Is us 3?
Yeah, it's us 3.
Three. Alright, run it.
Ready? Alright, let's go.
niggas got cover. Let's game.
We took an L.
We gon' blister the back. Pull up with threes and we moving 2 tack. If I catch West B, I'm letting it cut. Focus the best if I'm aiming for caps. Like, go, gang, back.
You just got in a scuffle?
I'm not talking about with somebody.
Are you okay?
Nah, bro, she was wildin'. She was snitching. They looked and told my friend she was snitching. She was like, oh, it was dumb, and it was dumb. Had to. Yes, the mother.
Why'd you fight someone's mother?
She was talking can't talk and then accept nothing to happen.
How old are you?
Like 14.
What's some slang in the area you can teach me? I'm from Milwaukee.
Ask the football that's behind you.
Yeah!
Big bad boy, you heard?
Someone just said to the camera, eat my do you have to add no homo?
Nah, that's for the aunt. That's like the most disrespectful word in New York. Suck my eat my same shit. I had to cut somebody in jail for some about that, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, this is one of the only places I've been shooting a video where consistently throughout the police have been following us around.
They have the detective cops, 3 of them following us 24/7.
They're about to take you into the dungeon. That's very safe.
Because I know New York was home to Jeffrey Epstein, so I just want to make sure I'm going into a dungeon.
You're going into a dungeon, I don't know what's in there, but nothing's gonna happen to you, obviously.
Yeah, I'll protect my butt if I have to. So who's this guy we're meeting?
This guy, he's a fiend.
But he speaks straight Spanish.
Okay.
We're gonna translate it for you.
Come on, you ready to come to the second dungeon?
Muchas gracias.
I guess we're going to another dungeon. Mucho gusto.
This is his room where he gets high.
He gets
does what he does.
Bitches, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's not a bad spot.
This is my best friend.
Me llamo Tomás.
Javier.
Dígame sobre tu vida y Hunts Point.
I came to Hunts Point at the age of 15.
¿Cómo el barrio cambia por los años?
When I came to Puerto Rico, I see Hunts Point like, but now it's different. They got the tree, they have building. Hunts Point changed. I do a lot of bad things in Puerto Rico. When I came in here, same thing. I went to jail. I went to federal too. I do time.
You went to federal? What'd you go to federal prison for?
I started getting high when I was 11 years old. Heroin.
Oh, heroin. 11 years old.
Smoke weed, taking on pill, on value. Yeah.
What was life like in Puerto Rico when you were a kid?
It was good because in Puerto Rico, I don't have no spot or dog. Because I know that once you have a spot, somebody is jealous that you're making money. They do whatever they have to do to take you away.
Look, this is his bathroom right here. This is where he shower.
Yo, bro, look at this door. What it say?
Look what it say right here too. Here I sat, broken hearted, tired to but only farted.
You're a poet.
Where he showers.
When you guys said dungeon, I thought it was gonna be like crazy. This is solid.
This house looked crazy before, but he cleaned it up and made it look better. This look like a dungeon. Look, this is people's too. Yo, mira, una entrevista, mira.
Muchas gracias.
Dale, Javier.
Tienes palabras final para la cámara. Un mensaje.
And go to church.
I like that.
This reminds me of an important time of history when flash photography came to be. Let me tell you a story right now. Let's take you back in time. The year is 1889 and social worker Jacob Reese is walking through a grimy slum in lower Manhattan. He walks through a tiny apartment room that is crowded by dozens of working class immigrants, many of them Italian and Irish. He snaps a photo that will go on to become one of the most iconic photos in American history. A photo that shows to the world how New York's poor citizens lived. These photos were published in a book called How the Other Half Lives, and before this book, many people had no idea how wretched the conditions were for New York's poor. Rats, disease, and overcrowding are some of the ways to describe it. What people saw blew their minds and drew national attention. In 1900, nearly 2/3 of New York's 3.5 million residents lived in these crowded buildings known as tenements. Think of them as the projects of this era. After World War II, many of these slum buildings were demolished in efforts led by a man known as the power broker, Robert Moses. 45,000 families were displaced as a result of this effort. Still today, housing is a struggle for New Yorkers, and in the neighborhood that we're in, Hunts Point, nearly 60% of people are rent burdened, meaning that they spend over 30% of their paycheck on rent. Add this to the growing list of issues that New York is facing right now. ¿Tienes niños que fue en la calle y fue en el cárcel o tiene problemas en la calle?
2 of them, one of them got killed and he always was in jail since he was a minor. And the other one, you know, he enjoyed people like that too.
He got killed in jail?
No, Maryland.
Outside?
Maryland.
Okay, what happened?
Somebody shoot him, it was a setup.
In that situation, questions. If you knew who did it, would you say that to the police?
No.
Did you just let the street take care of it?
I think so.
When your sons were out and running the streets, did it ever make you nervous, or did you ever tell them don't do it, or what would be the conversation?
You know, I was nervous and everything, but he wants to lead a life, so I told him to take care of himself.
If you could go back in time, is there anything differently you would have done?
Everything.
What would you change?
Those people don't come here at 14, don't have so many kids.
How did you get here?
In a boat.
You came in a boat? Where'd you come from?
From Cuba.
So you came to Florida first?
With 14.
What was the boat ride like? Was that scary?
Especially when they get to Mexico, they say, well, like, to call international water, sharks. That's very scary.
How big was the boat?
It was like a yacht.
What made you leave Cuba?
They made me leave. They told me that I had to leave.
Your family told you needed to leave? For a better life, or because they didn't want you there?
They don't want me there.
So a lot of people in America are starting to think about considering socialism and communism. You came from Cuba. What do you think about socialism and communism?
You know, communism is hard. Socialism is better. Because in Cuba, that's why they don't got no shit. Because they like, you know, they're not socialism.
So when you got here when you were 14, what did you do to survive?
I went to school. I went to a convent. I went to a group home.
So you lived in a boarding school almost?
Yeah, they put me like in a group home, all like minors, with the nuns.
There's a lot of young men that are chasing the street life. You've seen firsthand how painful it can be. Is there any advice you would give to some of these young men?
They're old enough to do the right from wrong. And now that they like that they gotta live, they gotta survive.
Do you have any other thoughts you want to say?
No.
Thank you for your time. So tell me about this. There's a few current issues in New York that I want to ask you guys about. One, the migrant crisis. There's a lot of migrants living here now, coming in. What do you guys think about it?
I mean, I feel like everybody was migrants at one point, but they dragging it, bro, because the people that's coming over here is doing crimes and shit. And I feel like it's because the government's not really giving them help. Everybody thinks you're gonna come to America and you're just gonna get money.
It's just gonna be easy.
No, bro.
It's not easy to survive in America.
I don't understand.
It's a good place to live compared to other countries, but it's still difficult to live well. Tell me about cost of living. Do you feel like people feel squeezed around here? Rent's going up, energy's going up,
everything's expensive,
going up,
food, everything's
so are a lot of people squeezed around here?
Yeah, bro. The people living off their paychecks, all type of
paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, bro.
A lot of people in rap on the 9 to 5.
Not at all. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. At the end of the day, those people who too prideful to work a 9 to 5 be broke as You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is about money, bro. And the people nobody's hating on niggas who's making money, bro.
Don't matter if you want to block trapping, if you working a 9 to 5, you working at McDonald's.
You could do both. Like, you need resources to invest in a mic or equipment or recording software.
Yeah, music videos.
I did a 9 to 5 for like 5.5 years before I jumped to YouTube.
And then look where you are right now.
Yeah.
Which one was your first 9 to 5 job?
My first 9 to 5? Well, when I was a kid, my first job, in 8th grade, I went door to door doing lawn mowing. So I was like knocking on people's doors and trying to mow their lawn.
Another shit, not just work. School, a lot of y'all, like, feel me? I feel like everybody needs to stay in school. Like, me personally, I graduated high school. My son right here, he's still in college. I'm about to go back to college.
So look, I do what I do. Gangsta, go to school. And niggas don't know that. You feel me? Because me personally, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Me about to graduate. Gangsta, that's the most gangsta thing in my lifetime. I'm like, if you know what I've done. That's the most gangsta thing I'm about to do. I'm about to graduate college, you feel me? And then my mom's gonna be super proud of me.
Roughly, if you had to guess, allegedly, how many Trinitarios are in this area, you think?
About 100, 150.
That's a rolling deep squad.
In New York City, probably over 1,000.
Wow, more than that.
I'm ready to spin, ready to load every time that I sin. Niggas just talk about crazy and capping and shit like you can get shot in your chin, like damn.
How you doing, man? I'm Tommy, nice to meet you. Yeah. What is it like running a business in Hunts Point? It's known as one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in New York.
That's fine, it's not.
What's the best thing on the menu here?
Chopped cheeses, cheeseburgers.
Should we get a chopped cheese?
Chopped cheese, bro.
2 chopped cheeses, please.
Why you all rapping it like that?
There you go. I thought you was gonna eat it from the top. Pause.
In New York, you can't even eat any food without being like, hey.
Good?
How it tastes good?
Jacking it? Out of 1 to 10, how you rate it? Out of 1 to 10?
I say 8.
Honest.
Valid.
How you feel about that right there?
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, all
You
right.
said 8. You give it an 8. That's good.
That's great.
8 out of 10.
We stay dangerous, we stay safe. I got kids to make it home too, you feel me?
Yeah? How many times did you use that?
15, 20 times maybe.
Red Sea, man. See the riverside.
The Cedar Riverside community is remembering a store clerk shot to death during a possible robbery attempt.
What the hell is that?
Close it, man.
Yeah. All right.
One jump.
Action, action, action! Fuck you talking about? You gotta do it with some passion.
Today we head to Minneapolis, and we find ourselves in the middle of a Somali gang war. This is one of the first places we've covered that the guys that invited us thought it necessary to provide us with security. Minneapolis is world-renowned for its strong pocket of Somali culture, and here you'll find the gamut of Somalis, from honorable clergymen to fraudsters, from US senators to dudes catching bodies in the street. And for some people, their only reference to Somali culture might be in the Tom Hanks movie Captain Phillip. Well, there's more to know. Like many recent immigrants, Somalis have a reputation for being quite entrepreneurial. They are also known for being family-oriented, and as a community, they are dedicated to their faith. This defines a large portion of Minneapolis Somalis. But for the Somalis running the street, they have cultivated an entirely different reputation. These are guys that have proven that they are willing to be extremely dangerous. We are going to take you to the belly of the beast where an active turf war is going on. We're going to talk to both sides of the equation, and we're also going to talk to elders to see if they can lend clarity and peace to the future of this situation. Folks, it's time to get boots on the ground. For a long time, people have been requesting for us to go check out the Somalis in Minneapolis. Anytime you look these guys up, there's these gigantic gang wars and beefs and the highs and the lows and this guy versus that guy. To be honest, I don't know much about the Somali culture other than that there's been some real internal conflict and civil war within the country. We're just not safe. Not many economic opportunities, as well as the Tom Hanks movie, I'm the Captain Now.
Look at me. Sure. I'm the captain now.
We're meeting a bounty hunter slash security guard. You guys know we don't go anywhere with security. We don't have an aggressive approach. I just don't feel the need for having security. But they thought it was necessary. Hi, brother. What's your name?
Token.
Token?
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, man.
What's it like being a bounty hunter in Minnesota?
It can get wild, man. A lot of people tend to want to miss court on us, and when you miss court, it's a big bag we're about to lose. So we gotta get on that ass. I don't like putting people in jail. I became a bondsman to get my homies out of the jam. You feel me?
Yeah.
A lot of times I gotta write bonds for people I don't know, and those guys don't go to court, and that's when I gotta become the bounty hunter. Gotta vest up, go kick some doors in.
This is the first time we've actually gone anywhere with security.
Oh, okay.
Is it that necessary around here?
For G-Money, yeah.
G-Money is a controversial Minneapolis drill rapper that sounds like this.
I'm too precise, I tap the button. Come on, watch me dress the crowd. Them niggas always gonna be mad. They know that little bro walked them down. Had a glizzy poke right through my sweater. My little brother hide as hell. He doing drills while on the tether. Frontline in the trenches, you can't tell us about this war. Niggas.
And while many in the city rock with him, the word around town is he has a lot of enemies, which makes him a dangerous man to be around, and hence the security. What this summer looks like so far?
It's been relatively quiet compared to the last couple summers, because when George Floyd happened, shit flared up like a motherfucker. If I was to compare it to the last couple years, it's been relatively quiet, but it's still active as hell. The Somali gangs are taking over, they're coming deep, and there's a lot of rivalries. North Minneapolis has a big rivalry with the highs and the lows, and there's a street that literally divides the highs and lows. It's called Broadway. So on Broadway, you want to tread lightly because that's where the ops be at.
I gotta say, what up, Minneapolis?
Alright, Murder App, we outside.
Why you call it Murder-Apolis? It looks friendly around here.
It's friendly for some people, and it gets dirty for some people. There's size, you know what I mean? You might see shit popping up, you might not see shit popping up, I ain't gonna lie.
How have things been lately?
Ever since this year started, other than that, the cop getting killed and all that shit,
About that,
yeah, it's been good.
Was it a Somali cop?
No, it was a black cop.
Who shot you? Are there victims inside?
When Officer Jamal Mitchell rolled up to the scene of Blaisdell Avenue and found 2 people injured in the street, when Officer Jamal Mitchell asked Muhammad whether or not he was okay, that is when Muhammad pulled out a handgun and started shooting at Officer Mitchell.
I had a warrant on that dude who shot the black cop. I was actively looking for the guy, Mustafa Muhammad.
What was the community's reaction to the cop guy?
Oh, crazy. That's been the 3rd cop shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota area in like the last 3 months.
Because George Floyd happened, here? Is it hard to support police? Like, are people scared to be vocally supportive?
100%.
Even when the cop is in the right?
100%.
Do you feel like the pendulum needs to swing back a little bit?
Well, you know what I mean? Before George Floyd, you know what I mean? And after George Floyd, it just made it worse for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They need to turn this into a stand your ground state. Moms getting carjacked. Carjackings are up through the roof right now.
Congresswoman got jacked in her own driveway.
Yes.
She was a defund the police person, right?
Yes, she was.
Let's roll the tape on what happened to this lady.
Perhaps no story encapsulates the chaos Minneapolis is experiencing than the story of Shivanti Shanada, a local Democratic Party leader. She was with her kids when a group of teens attacked her in her own driveway and threatened her with guns. She took to social media after to express her outrage and said the following: "We need to get illegal guns off our streets and catch these young people who are running wild, creating chaos across our city." Public service announcement. If you think it's gangsta beating up a woman in front of her own children, you are an absolute bitch and nobody respects you. The twist to this story is this same lady, Shivanti, was earlier calling for the Minneapolis police to be abolished. I wonder if her views have changed since this attack.
Imagine she had a gun on her. She would have went to jail too.
Am I allowed to ask what that is?
Oh, just a taser.
X26,
right?
Police edition.
Yep.
I'll show them.
What's the legality on that?
Perfectly legal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any
You gotta pop that top off.
Take that top off.
And if someone's resisting, you dry stun them.
Yeah.
How many times did you use that?
Yeah.
Off the record, allegedly.
15, 20 times maybe.
Well, it sounds like we're protected. On that note, let's go to the next spot. I feel like a goddamn Somalian president right now. We're rolling in a nice convoy. We got a car up front, car in back with protection.
You gotta stay safe, man.
That's legal in Minneapolis?
Oh, I mean, when you got your permit to carry.
Yeah.
My golly.
We ain't playing around. We stay dangerous, we stay safe. I got kids to make it home too, you feel me?
Outside it was raining cats and dogs, so we decided it'd be a good idea to head up to the studio and meet with the crew as the G-Money entourage was assembling.
Guy that we're supposed to be meeting, one of them is a guy named G-Money, right? Has he ever been on time to anything that you've done with him?
I can't say.
I can tell you, bro.
Yeah.
No, nigga's never on time.
Does that irritate you?
I mean, shit, yeah, but he'd be paying for it, so.
Is Somali time known for being really late?
Honestly, nah. I wouldn't say no.
Either early or on time.
As three non-Somalis, what are some Somali stereotypes I should know about?
Can't drive? I don't know. Oh, my mama. No, that ain't no stereotype. Them niggas can't drive for shit, bro.
The word on the street is the average Somali is not the best driver.
Best driver? Nah, we do be driving. Y'all like got us up. Come on, baby, y'all like got. We could drive. Don't get us up.
Y'all be wrecking shit.
Don't get me wrong. I do wreck. You feel me? I done wrecked a lot of cars. But
how
many cars have you wrecked?
He up there.
I'm
he up there.
I done went to Cali, wrecked the car, got another car, wrecked it again.
You wrecked 4 cars?
4 cars in front of me.
And you think you're a good driver?
I don't know how much.
You're the reason insurance is high in the area.
No, the only reason why I be wrecking cars because I be high as hell off drugs and I just be driving, nodding off and shit like that.
This has G Money. And that's your name too. Okay, so it's like that's like a gangster name tag right there. Would you consider yourself Muslim? Yeah. How does it work being Muslim and also kind of doing street shit and kind of doing smoking drugs and stuff?
It teaches that nobody perfect. You can make mistakes. You feel me? And we just a regular person.
Nobody perfect.
Nobody perfect. Even Christians, certain things they not supposed to do and they still do it. So everybody will assume that just because you Muslim, you gotta straight be behind the books. But it all depends. Yeah.
I don't encourage nobody to do anything I do.
Yeah, I mean it's just the lifestyle we live and certain things help us.
Niggas lying. They late to their own interview, man.
There was so much smoke accumulating in the studio that I felt like Wiz Khalifa. So we decided to get out of there, get some fresh air, and post up near the train tracks with G-Money so we could get to know him a little better.
Do I seem high as shit? I'm not high as shit, but do I? Okay. We have a lot of factors working against us right now. We have, it's raining, there's beef. We have a little bit of that Minneapolis medical in the air. What did your parents do when they got here? What did they do to make ends meet?
My pops was he was a chef. He was working right here down the block. Yeah, my mom was taking care of us, and my pops was working for real.
Is he still around?
Nah, my pops died.
Sorry to hear that, man. How old were you when that happened?
I was about 15. My dad played a big part in my life, so.
Yeah. Was it about the same time you hopped off the porch?
Nah, I hopped off the porch when I was 13.
Okay.
That's when I caught my first juvenile case, man. I was like, I had to do 2 years of juvenile.
What'd you get caught for?
There's 16 robberies in 2 hours.
What?
Some dumb ass shit.
What did you rob?
Yeah, we were just robbing everything moving, man.
What did your parents think about you hopping on the street?
Man, they didn't like that shit.
Because they escaped Civil War, right?
Yeah.
And you came here and chose a life of war. Why?
I ain't chose the life of war. The life of war kind of chose me.
What are your hopes for the future, G-Man?
Man, I want to make the city a better place one day.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you want to do that?
I help the community now, I just don't show it.
Do you feel like the community thinks you help the community?
Yeah. Certain people.
Do you think kids look up to you?
Hell yeah, that's a lot of kids look up to me.
What is that like?
I try to spread a positive message sometimes, but they get such a negative message off my music sometimes, and they take it the wrong way and think they could.
Is there an example of something someone took the wrong way?
Like, I got little kids be sending me car, like little Kia boys, Minneapolis Kia boys be sending me, hey, Craig, come here.
You look like a ninja, like you're ready to go on top of a building or something.
You said what?
This one made my name G-Money right here.
Oh yeah, this my baby, man. Come on now. One of the biggest, man. G-Money, we had to switch it up, man. Yeah, one-on-one. There's only one G-Money out here. No cap, bro. Y'all can't do no replicating what we doing. No doubt. One of none. Run up, get done.
We're going to K Block, the other Somali side, and we'll see you there. What's up, fellas?
Looks good. How's it going?
Good to see you. How you doing?
Doing good.
Is this what they call K Block?
I don't know, something like that. But this is Carmel, man. It's a big factor in the Somali community in Minneapolis, especially. There's a lot of stores, there's barbershops, all type of shit in the mall, man.
How's it going? What do you think when you see all the young guys wearing the shiesties?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
All right. For someone that's never visited, what can you tell them about it?
It's a great place to be. You can make a lot of money.
Yeah? What would you do with my hair? How would you cut me up if you had my hair?
The nice fade.
Would you ever do a mullet?
Oh yeah.
Any advice for the youth?
Keep God first, family second, and that's it. Get your money.
Any Somali words we can teach people back home?
Minimo. Unity.
What do you like to eat around here?
We Somalis, bro. We all drink tea. You feel me? Eat sambusa.
You drink green tea?
Nah, not green tea. It's Somali tea.
What the hell is that?
Closing, man.
Yeah. Alrighty. For anyone that's doubting the power of rap music to influence, it looks like New York in here. You guys ever see a New York drill music before? This looks like a New York drill music video right now.
You think so?
What do you do day to day?
Make money, try to survive, do good. You feel me? I've been making music and shit like that, so you know how that be, man.
What do your parents do?
My mom was an immigrant. She came to America. My pops is still in Somalia.
What is it going to take for him to get here?
You know how that
is he waiting on immigration papers?
I think he is at the moment right now.
Do you know what it was like when she got the news that they were going to America?
Yeah. It was very exciting for her, you know?
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Is America what she thought it would be?
You come from a third world country. It's a big relief to come to a country like America.
Which is more dangerous, Somalia or America?
Somalia.
What's your name?
My name is Shaisi.
Shaisi?
Yeah.
Shaisi, how did you come up with that name?
Yeah, I earned it.
Okay. How do you avoid being in beef? What's the best way to do that?
Just stay out my way, you're gonna be straight, you know what I mean?
What do you guys think about mainstream media?
Man, they some liars.
Shit dead. And they goofy as hell. Free Palestine, for real.
Yeah,
free Palestine, man.
It's a movie, one genre. Action! Fuck you talking about? You gotta do with some passion. Found my Lord and I've been waiting. Them niggas still ain't get active. In the crib, be this crazy. Hit you once, see my reaction. Jump out cars and lay that belt with a thought little muscle.
This is Mo Jamma. He's a community leader who is taking a brave and hands-on approach to working with the youngsters in the street, and he speaks with them to encourage a more positive direction for their future.
I'm about peace, I'm about unity. In the end of the day, the city got a past, right? It's got a dark past. And I got homies that are about 6 feet deep. I got homies that are doing life. I got homies that will never get to see their families, their kids, their wives. My goal is for everybody to understand that which we just showed them, which I just seen, has more benefit to the community than downfall.
I see a lot of young guys. Why aren't they chasing that?
These young guys are chasing that. Some of them got, some of them got different ideas. Go ahead.
And it be hard to chase that when you feel me, when you in a bad predicament. You know what I'm saying?
Does living this lifestyle though make the predicament worse?
It could make the predicament worse.
It will make the predicament worse.
But hey, you never know. You might hit that move that changed your life. You really never know. But at the same time, it's like it ain't even about all that for real. It's like what you worry about getting a job and then you gotta wait 2 weeks for a paycheck when your mom rent due.
Some of the shit that they're trying to write that happened before them, I was in there, I seen it. That's not what we're promoting though. That's definitely not what we're promoting. If we can't be a unity, if you can't see how much benefit that what they just showed you brings into this community, then you're looking for the wrong thing. That's definitely what you're.
You feel like people don't value the Somali impact on the community?
It's not that they don't value the Somali impact. They don't value what the youth brings. That's the issue. I just had a meeting at a park unity that was going on. What that was about was an event that happened 4th of July last year, right? So that whole shenanigans, instead of seeing it as a youth issue, they try to paint it as a Somali youth issue, where individuals that have that 1% income decided to turn on the community and wanted to say, oh, the Somali community is doing this, and the third. They can't control their kids. That's not the picture. That's not what it is. They definitely could be beneficial. They could add more value to it. There's young men in here that want to add more values, that want to right the wrongs, that want to do good.
Because the youth can really change things. They can change things for the better or for the worse. These guys are the future.
They are. They definitely are. Us thing ain't never gonna make things more.
If it looks like my eyes were darting around during this interview, they were. I had guys behind me with duffel bags with semi-automatic rifles, 20 kids with shiesties moving in and out. It was kind of a chaotic scene.
I ain't really too much worried about changing the world. I'm trying to make some money. That's life, bro. And you can't control what the next man doing. You know what I mean?
True.
You can't do that whatsoever. And then at the same time, you gotta think about this shit like, what you gonna worry about changing the world? Life ain't sweet. You don't see what's happening in Palestine right now? In Gaza? In Gaza, don't nobody talk about none of that shit though. There's real children getting killed every day.
That's big facts, and I agree with exactly what he's saying. If you want to change things, you start from where you're at, the ground that you're standing on.
I'm gonna change everything for myself, for life,
and then you can change everything for everyone around you. Every individual.
If I get on, everybody here gonna be on.
That's
for
big
life.
Facts, big facts, big facts. You're not lying. They fend for each other. They feed each other.
What's your plan to change your life and send it in a great direction?
Man, some money, open up some businesses, feed my people. But when you grow up in the predicament I grew up in, you don't really have too much of a plan, you feel me?
In this community, we about getting money, pushing positivity. We are Muslim, as you can see what I'm saying? We are brothers over here. So, it ain't nothing about no negativity, gang beef. It ain't nothing about, do drugs, pop pills, none of that. You see what I'm saying?
We're gonna bounce out of this area, but can we walk with you and ask you some questions?
Yeah, my bro stay with me though.
Oh, everybody?
No, just them
That's
right here.
If I'm in the club and you me mug me, I'ma up and blast it, chopper bullets blasting, now he passes.
Where are the mentors, or where are the people that are like, hey, like your life's gonna be crazy if you keep down this path?
Well, you got individuals like myself, we got a couple of homies, but you gotta understand, this is real life. Majority of the ones that would look after these young kids are no longer alive. Majority of the ones that would speak to these young men are 6 feet deep. Mm-hmm. They're either locked up doing life, or they can't speak for themselves. They're dead.
So the men that are missing. That's such a huge piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. The mentorship is where it's missing. That's what's missing. That's the biggest thing that's missing. So.
Initially, when I look at this situation, it blows my mind that someone can leave a war-torn country, come to America with the promise of a better tomorrow, and their kids choose the gangster street life. I just don't get it. But then I acknowledge the power that an environment plays on the development of a kid. If you are put into a hood, you can expect hood outcomes. And we also have to talk about the role of fatherhood here. A lot of these kids' fathers are dead or in prison, and a kid without a father statistically has poor outcomes. A number I came across said that a kid that is close to their father is 80% less likely to be in prison. That is significant, and it makes me think the power a dad has to change the world for the better, one kid at a time.
So today, I feel like we didn't get to really meet G-Money, and a lot of this happens, I feel like with gangster guys, it's hard to meet them unless they're one-on-one or in a small group, especially the more the guys, it feels like the less they're gonna be willing to share about themselves. G-Money's actually gonna meet us in a parking garage. We had the same feeling. He hit me up, I wanted to hit him up. I'm happy that he's coming. I wanna talk to him more. We'll wait until G-Money pulls up. We'll see you when he comes.
Hey bro, get that camera up out of here, bro. Get that camera down. Hey, look camera.
But like if we did an interview out here, would that be cool, G-Money? What do you think?
It's somewhere a little bit better around here. St. Paul is all open. We can go somewhere else in St. Paul.
Well, what's on your mind, man?
I want y'all to get to know me for real, man. I know you.
What was your childhood like, dude?
My childhood was, I mean, it's not your normal childhood, like, you know, your parents grew up rich or none of that shit, you know. We grew up in the hood, you feel me? I grew up, people think I'm from Riverside or something, you know, so a lot of people think I'm from Riverside, and like, I'm not from Riverside, but it was mostly my mom that took care of us, and my daddy was really like, he was in and out of my life, but he was in my life for real.
Did your mom and him not have the best relationship?
Yeah, they ain't had the best relationship, you know, but he still had a good relationship with me. My mom really helped me up. She really kept me together and shit, but even my mom, she struggled her damn self. Like, she handicapped her damn self. So, you know, I'm the man of the family. I take care of shit, you feel me? Like,
it sounds like a lot of pressure.
Man, it is a lot sometimes, man, you know, but it ain't never a lot.
I guess my natural instinct is always to make peace. Like, I like being neutral where I go. I like people liking each other. And, you know, like when I hear, okay, like there's a big beef going here, or highs and lows there, or, you know, this crew doesn't like that crew, or K Block versus Seed or whatever, like my natural instinct is like, how do you bring these people together? And is it possible? And does it go back generations, or is it possible to be healed? I mean, what do you think about that?
Man, I feel like it's possible. Like, it goes back generations, but like that generation that went back to it, and what they're fighting over now and what they're beefing over now ain't got nothing to do with what happened in the generation before, you feel me? They just young though, you feel me? They don't know what they doing, they just young, they jumping off the porch, they seen what other people doing, they seen what's cool on the internet and shit. And they don't even know what they in this shit for. They ready to crash out over shit they don't know nothing about. Like, they just got in this shit, don't know a damn thing about this shit. Like,
what do you think the attraction is to a kid to join the gang or to be in the streets and hop off the porch, so to speak?
I can't speak on the new generation though, cause the new generation so f***ed up, cause like the kids jumping off the porch, mamas and daddies and shit, they don't really got them like that. And then this how gangs usually started. A bunch of kids in the neighborhood, mamas probably at work, my other parents strung out, some kids ain't got no parents, some kids just lost, and they all come together. They just start doing things together. Once they start doing shit together, they start growing up together. They want to expand. They want to go do other shit to make more money. They want to go do this. Now they trying to make money where they can't, and now they gotta go pick up a gun, and then now they got a beef, and now they turned into a gang. Some people really do though. Some people really just join gangs for no reason, I feel like. And like, there's people joining gangs at this age in 2024. Like, why are you doing that, bro? Like,
well, I guess I appreciate us touching base, and I always think it's good to talk one-on-one, and I think we covered a lot more ground, and then we got to learn more about you. Appreciate you, man.
Nah, for sure, man. I appreciate Tommy G swinging by, coming to Minnesota, man.
Mo took me through the Carmel Mall to speak with business owners, where I saw the hustle and bustle of entrepreneurs working hard. He then took me to speak with a religious leader and elder, who I wanted to talk to get his perspective both on Somali history and his thoughts on the gang and violence amongst the youth. This is what he had to say.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you visiting us from Minnesota or from somewhere else?
From Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, yes. What's your name?
Tommy.
Hi, Mohammed. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, tell me, what happened in Somali that caused people to come to America in large numbers?
Yeah. Well, in Somalia, when I grew up, was nothing different than what we have in America. The country was prosperous. We have the golden days. I was lucky to be raised. And Somali is one of those people who go get it. They don't wait someone else. Even when the Europeans came to colonize, they didn't accept that nonsense. Mm-hmm. They fought.
What really happened in the country that made the unrest happen, that made a lot of people immigrate? and want to leave.
Yeah. So what happened was the military became so corrupted, and things were really, not only the military, everybody in the government thing, and the people uprised finally. And the worst part was that the military regime started, fighting with its own people rather than, resolving the political problems. It started like certain, like the central regions, and then eventually the worst was what happened to Somaliland part called now. The dictator and the military regime, how are we going to change? There wasn't such plan. So what happened is finally, like fighting among themselves and things were getting, the civil wars went wars, and one side didn't win. So that's the thing. So unfortunately, that caused problem after problem.
Let's give you some history and context on what happened in Somalia, a coastal country that at many times in its history was quite prosperous. The Somali Civil War officially started in 1991 when the central government of Somalia collapsed following the overthrow of President Siad Barre. The roots of this conflict trace back to the 1980s, marked by severe economic decline, political repression, and inter-clan rivalries. Barre's government relied heavily on clan-based favoritism, which meant if you weren't in the clan, you didn't get the job, and the marginalized clans were sick of being oppressed. This led to clan militias vying for control. The power struggle between factions resulted in widespread violence and instability, leading to displacement, human rights violations, and a famine in 1992 that left over 300,000 people dead. The ongoing conflict led many Somalis to flee their homes, seeking refuge in other countries. One of the major hubs for refugee settlement was Minneapolis, Minnesota. How hard was it for someone to apply and get accepted and go to America?
Well, luckily in my case, the country was still a government. My thing was to get the passport. It was very hard to get the passport. So when I get my passport, I went back to the country to get my passport and left. So unfortunately, I left the country and I stayed in Kuwait for 4 years, worked there for 4 years.
Do you believe America is the land of opportunity still?
Yeah, so America still is the land of opportunity, but it's not as it used to be the people before us.
So one question is, what advice would you have for the youth? There's some youth out there, they're kind of choosing the life of the streets. There's a lot of good role models around here that are entrepreneurs, that are senators, that are business owners, but a lot of these kids are choosing the route of a gangster rapper and criminal.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? What would be your advice?
The thing is, as I said, every society will have some bad apples. Unfortunately, I think maybe the problem is when the family break, because when people get married, they rather stay together.
Like a mother household.
Yes.
If you could speak to some of these young men out there that are choosing which path they want to go, some of them are choosing the streets, what advice would you give to them if you could speak directly to them?
Well, that's just something most of us, we failed, including myself. We have to go and address the issue. One thing good about our Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhammad, if there's a difficult situation, he used to face it right away and resolve it. So it's our bad apple in our kids. We have to be care about them. So if I'm working with my own kids, and they fell on the ground, I'm not going to say, oh, they fell. No, same thing with these people. They fell with their life and doing bad things. We have to address them. We have to approach them and try to help them.
So action is the key. Taking action and then moving it forward and making sure.
But if everybody say, oh, look what happened to these kids.
Yeah.
No, these kids like your own kids.
Mo introduces us to his mentor, who has a reputation for giving back to the community. One of the things he does is every Friday for the last 7 years, he's visited the Riverside Plaza apartments to feed the kids and talk to them. Here's what he had to say.
And what's your role in the community, or what do you do?
My role in the community is actually, first, I'm a husband and father of 5.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so thank you. So that's my first responsibility, but also professionally, I work for the city of Minneapolis. We take care of all the parks, lakes.
A lot of people, they escape civil war, and they started building their own community, their own businesses, and starting to prosper. And yet the kids chose, instead of peace, which they easily could have chosen, maybe not, but it seems like, why did the kids choose war again?
Well, I really don't like us to paint a picture where we take every kid,
a small percentage of the young men.
And it comes with the environment. It comes with, this is a country where our kids are struggling in schools. Our kids are dealing with a lot of mental health and substance use, but we don't address that. We don't talk about that.
So I'm trying to paint the picture. So we have kids struggling in school. We got COVID-19, online learning, and then we eliminated funding for after-school programs, which to me is it's kind of insane. Yeah. And so it was a perfect storm that's resulted in kids that are younger and younger getting involved in gang violence.
Yes, absolutely. If you come back to my community specifically, we came from a culture where the whole village takes care of kids. A place where you don't have the after school programs. If the school's responsibility to teach kids academically, so you don't have to worry about homework help or are your kids performing. Are they doing well in the school?
Well, something you brought up that I do think is a trend throughout America that is worth being brought up is this. We used to survive on eras where there could be the man would go work, they could support 5 kids, the mom could stay at home, and there was a lot of hands-on parenting. Now there's a lot of divorce and there's a lot of 2 parents working, and so the kids are left unsupervised
they have a lot of time in their hands.
Yes.
When you add that to social media and the devices that they have, a lot of times things happen online without even knowing. I started with being a father of 5, right? All my 5 children were born here. My kids are American kids. I spent the majority of my life here in Minnesota. We as adults, parents, don't see our kids Somali enough. We see them Americans because they don't know their native language. They rather eat, at McDonald's than eat Somali food, right?
It's like pulled between 2 worlds.
Yes,
almost.
and then
I think that's a great point because belonging is one of the most important things a kid can feel.
Yes.
And if a kid is feeling not American enough, or not Somali enough, or not black enough, or not Muslim enough, then they're lost. And when you're lost, you do things to try and find yourself. If you could talk directly to these kids, what advice would you give them?
This is what I tell my kids, always ask for help before it's too late. And then you have to know that there's people that care about you, people who are very passionate about mentoring you, giving you an opportunity, and even when you're struggling, people who just want to listen. There's a lot of people that care about you. At the end of the day, you are our future. We love you and we care about you.
That's a great ending message.
Yes,
I thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes, sir.
I had a great time checking this out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next week. Peace.
I suppose they talking about they was from be out here, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, at 8 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
It's 7:30. They made a threat at a specific time that 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tommy G. I'm in the hood, the Latin King in Chicago.
House on the block, you on the block, well I just got the drop. Pussy nigga told that nigga snitch, now I done seen a lot. How you niggas turn to rats when they get locked up in the box? I don't even like.
At what age did you lose some people?
12 years old.
I'm from 25th, nigga.
Freedom Boulevard, 24th Street, 221 killer. Shorty beat, nigga.
Yeah, I'm like your favorite team. You catch me on TV, talking about on NBC. You could catch me on the scene. I'm posted up with the team. You asking, I got the drop.
You want a vest?
Bro, I got one in my trunk.
The Latin Kings are one of the most feared criminal organizations in the world. The Kings were formed in Chicago in the 1960s to overcome racial discrimination and stood by 3 main principles: protect their families, protect their neighborhoods, and protect each other. Since the 60s, they have grown into Chicago's largest street gang with an estimated 25,000 members. Because the King leaders are currently incarcerated, they have developed a sophisticated system of communication that allows them to call shots within penitentiary walls. Today, we head to Little Village on the southwest side of Chicago, which is the birthplace of the Kings and an area in which they thrive. Let's hit the streets.
Se hace el mañana, no he hecho nada. Llamo unas ladies para mi casa con unas ultras para enfiestarla. La noche nunca va a acabar.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I have the best job in the world. Today, I'm on the south side of Chicago, pulling up to meet with some Latin Kings. Hombres de calle, you know what I'm saying? Life is a goddamn adventure.
This is the exact location that you don't want to pull up when a Mexican guy tells you to, I feel like. This looks like a place you disappear. You just get brought to a warehouse and they're like, ay caramba, I'm gonna cut your balls off. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. It's sketchy out here?
Yeah, it's Chicago. Yeah, we're the most feared neighborhood in Chicago.
Out of all the Mexicans, Little Village, we be f***ing shut up anywhere.
What is the history of this area?
It could be all Polish. Back in the days, it'd be Polish. From the early 90s, it turned all Mexicans and stuff. But it was really the white folks that started all the gangs around here. It's where a lot of the gangs started.
So I've been trying to find a white gang. What are the white gangs in the area?
12th Street Players.
12th Street Players?
Right, they're like...
Are they still around?
Yeah, they're still around.
You white folks out there that are in a gang, I want to talk to you. So DM me, email me, TommyGMcGee123@gmail.com. Love to chat with you. What are the politics of this area?
On this side, you got Latin Kings. If you go over there, you got the SDs.
What is SD?
Satan Disciples.
Holy shit, dude.
Pray for the devil and shit like
It
that.
started off as a white gang, but now
Mexicans. They got Kings, SDs, and Gangsta 2-6.
Do any of them get along?
None of them get along.
King Von been in that jail.
In Cook County?
Yeah, everybody been in this jail.
So Cook County?
All the famous rappers, Lil Durk, all of them been in this jail.
Okay, we'll give you the history on Cook County because we drove right past it. It's a crazy looking jail.
Cook County Jail is without a doubt one of the most dangerous jails in the country. Imagine this, you have all of the most violent gang members and criminals locked in one place in Chicago. That's Cook County. To give you an idea of what kind of brutal environment Cook County is, in 2016, corrections officers sustained over 500 attacks from inmates, and at one point 90 inmates filed a lawsuit against officers for beatings with brass knuckles and other inhumane treatment. This is undoubtedly a rough place to live.
And just for the record, Illusionary Films is not associated with any gangs. We're just show music videos. They're all hoods.
You're neutral and you just help people bring their art to life.
Yep.
I would say I'm the same category. I have no enemies. I don't want any enemies. I just let people tell their story on the platform. When you guys are masked up like this, do you think that you're causing concern to the other people here? Like they're wondering what the hell is going on?
I don't look like they care right now.
Because I feel like if I brought my kids here and I saw a bunch of dudes in masks, I'd be like, all right, kids, maybe we should walk over to the other side, you know?
Right. Back in the day, used to be real racial. So we the blacks against the Mexicans.
Things cooled off.
There's no racism no more.
That's good. So there's an important moment that happened during COVID and the George Floyd riots.
That was the craziest thing ever. All the blacks were coming to our community and robbing, so we're like basically protecting all down 26th Street, making sure the blacks did not steal because they were stealing all down 26th Street.
For protecting that shit though, I'm with that shit. I'm with that shit.
This is where we come and we show them who we are and we protect our business, our investments.
Nigga, what's up?
Not a single store got stole.
Has anyone been known to escape from this place?
No, but I lived in that place and shit.
How long did you live there for?
A while.
What did you learn from your experience there?
What am I supposed to learn? I'm already a gangster.
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Capital Beach, C-Block. We in the field. 51st Capital. You already know what's up.
There's the Bill Kia boys in this.
I think you guys are the first Mexican Kia boys I've ever met before. What were they throwing up?
GDSD. Basically, they dropping folks. We saying GDK, but we don't really go at it with the blacks. We just go at it with each other. Mexicans against Mexicans. We don't really fight with blacks and stuff like that.
Teach me some of the lingo of the area.
Oh, out here we say I'm a cow nigga, you know?
Do you guys speak Spanish?
Yeah, I speak
Spanish word you can teach me?
De conejo.
De conejo? Yeah. Did I just diss somebody here? Now, I have no idea what that meant. The only gang I ride with is the Big Dog Gang. We got shirts like this and like this. This channel does not diss anybody. We're neutral. Thank you.
Nah, you didn't diss no one, you good. Yeah.
What do you call that haircut?
That's what we call a shag, you know what I'm saying?
It's like if you see somebody walking right now with a shag gang, you already know you gang bang because you got shag on. It's like a target, you know? It's like right now, if I walk right now down the street, I know I'm gonna be a target, so.
All right, fellas, well, stay safe and keep growing that hair out, okay?
Yeah.
Shout out to the plug, he gave us 50 in advance. Yeah, that's for a month. Here's the coordinates for you to leave.
This mall's been here a long time?
Yep. This is like culture right here.
How you doing?
How you doing? Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's a sure sign that somebody is about it in the streets around here?
You can never tell nowadays. Some people look like regular people and they got a whole gun on them, you wouldn't even know. People like these people right here look regular people, but they could be killers, you never know.
For instance, I would say a Bape hoodie.
Nah, we don't really get into that swag fashion stuff. People up north will do that though.
¿Qué puedes decir a la gente sobre el pueblo pequeño?
Que venga al mall de la 26, que no está cerrado y que no se va a cerrar. Latino y americano y todo. ¿Por qué? Porque arriba México y arriba Chicago.
You guys identify more with being American or Mexican or a mix?
A mix.
Mix, probably.
Are you proud to be an American?
Oh yeah, always. Proud to be American.
I'm just proud to be here. My dad voted for Trump.
A lot of Mexicans with Trump.
Really?
I fuck with Trump. The media be having you feel like Trump is bad, but once you actually do your own research and shit, you realize what's good and what's bad.
So right now he's in a big controversy. They're trying to put him in prison for up to 20 years for espionage. Do you think it's a witch hunt or do you think he might be guilty?
It's a witch hunt. They don't like Trump because he said the truth. When you speak the truth, they'll try to get rid of you.
I feel like they try to spread the narrative that Trump hated Mexican people.
Now, Obama deported more Mexicans than any other president combined.
With Trump, at least you know what he's gonna do because he don't lie. Everybody else is like they're gonna lie to our face.
Do you trust the government?
You can't trust the government.
In the past year, like about a year and a half ago, you see nothing but Mexicans right here in Little Village. But now it's nothing but Guatemalans and stuff because they're sending from Texas over here to downtown. And they're sending from downtown, they're sending them right here to Little Village. I mean, so far they haven't really started no trouble or nothing. But now it's hard to get rent and stuff. But it ain't nothing because at once we were all immigrants here. You feel me?
A lot of these places have been robbed recently, right?
Yeah, mostly everybody's been robbed right here.
Muchos lugares que vende elote, drones viene.
Vienen y te.
¿Con un arma?
Yeah,
Con arma.
3-4 guns, put them in your face, give me your money.
Sí.
Hombres ponen un arma en tu cara.
Ajá, sí.
Es muy loco.
Vienen así, mira, como él. Sí, de ese color, ay no.
Hombres mexicano?
No, moreno.
Moreno.
People are coming robbing is like 90% black, really, that's just robbing our own neighborhood.
Asaltaron aquí de este lado y de ahí dieron la vuelta por acá y salieron otros dos y me pusieron aquí, acá una picada.
The reason they target all these people is because they know they're illegal immigrants and they know that none of these people can have guns.
¿La policía ayúdate o no?
Sí, pero ellos no pueden agarrarlos a ellos.
I know somebody they robbed 3 times. She's right there. We'll go, I will go. Yo!
You know those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming back around, huh?
Do you know them?
I saw some hand signals going on over there.
They're about to get shot on.
It's sad to hear this happening to small business owners. It's already nearly impossible. It's already like a 90% fail rate to be a small business. And then especially a little one on the corner getting robbed. It's just bullshit, dude. So where are we right now?
Last 31st and Kenzie. All the taco trucks and shit we got in this.
This is one of the best ones in the area?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What does your grandma think when she sees you in a ski mask?
I mean, she be tweaking and shit, but you know, gotta watch out out here, you know?
Are there any gangster chicks around here?
Oh, a ton of gangsters. Tortas out here. There you go, I'm playing. I don't know.
Call them tortas?
We can call them tortas.
I want to meet a torta.
You want to meet a torta?
We filmed the first part of this video on an ordinary day in June and went back in September on Mexican Independence Day where things were happening.
I'm not trying to get wrapped up in any like rivalry shit.
What the fuck? Dude, fuck no.
He went after a guy with a machete?
Oh! What the fuck? Holy fucking shit, bro.
How is no one dead?
Holy
I'm just happy because this happened like 30 minutes ago and it's everywhere on the social media. Nobody's gonna be sliding on us because I was gonna have everything blocked off properly. And then we have over 40 guns, 50 guns. I don't think nobody's dumb enough to come through. I mean, it's never happened, so.
We'll hit you up in just a little while then, okay?
If you wanna hang out with some dude, just somebody. What do you think we got? Fuck no. Especially it's on Facebook now, so he's probably got a target on his head.
Yeah. It's not a good idea to go to.
If he just somebody with a machete? This is like the perfect day for someone to hunt his ass down.
I feel like if we don't come today, it's probably not gonna happen. If you hadn't been involved in something sketchy earlier, I wouldn't be having any second thoughts, but because I'm like...
Look, bro, I'm turning shit on. What happened was he's like 2 miles away from the store.
Aren't people gonna wanna circle the block for you later today?
Get away from my block and it'll take you 10 minutes. There's too much traffic. They told me you're gonna get arrested.
Is the guy alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
What's that?
Yesterday, with the police.
Mira, vámonos, güey. Vete el 12, güey. No se muevan, no se muevan. ¡Sí! Break up.
Maybe scientifically impossible. Scientifically impossible. You want to play something right now? Look, force you to traffic right now? Sure. The question is, I'm the hot Friday right now. Where am I going, man? I'm over the bumper right now, and the party has not even started.
You're a sitting duck, basically.
If they actually were walking towards us, you would have to walk it towards like at least 300 Medicaid.
We'll see you in a little bit, okay? So we're here downtown Chicago in the famous Little Village on a special day, Mexican Independence Day, and we're here to explore what it's like to be a Latin king. And it's honestly a little bit scary because there's an active turf war going on between 3 rival Mexican gangs. I'm someone that is here for peace and uniting people. It's rumored that in Chicago alone, there are 10 to 20,000 Latin kings. And that's just one gang. That is a lot of people. We're gonna hit the streets.
26th Street.
28th Street, nigga, all day. What are we celebrating today?
today?
Nigga, Mexican Day, nigga. Independence, Mexican independence.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, dude.
A lot of people have been commenting, come to this place, but hey, you wanna join my gang? Big Dog's Gotta Eat. We're nationwide, we're growing. We're actually worldwide. I get orders from all over the place and I love to see it. If you wanna join the coolest gang in the country, Big Dog's Gotta Eat.
We out here in little 26 with my niggas, little village, boy.
What is the celebration about today?
Shit, we out here Independence Day, you feel me? We out here celebrating our heritage.
I feel like important to everybody is that feeling of freedom and independence. Like it just gets your blood pumping. Like we were all born to be free and do what we want.
Yes, sir.
SDK, 28th Street.
Okay.
Dark Knight call it Bruce Wayne, bitch hit harder than Bane. Chief keep I go bang bang, keep a drum, don't gotta aim.
What you want, Tommy? Nigga, you know where we at, nigga, 28th Street, no little city, nigga, get ready to get whacked.
Where y'all from? Oh, nigga.
Right? That shit, nigga, no little city, nigga.
Get you kids.
Psycho killer key shit, bro.
What's the lingo around here?
The folks, you know what I'm saying? Big old SDK. All around here, big old SDK, you know what I'm saying?
There's a heavy police presence around.
Hell yeah. They know shit don't lead them. All they want is guns, you know what I'm saying?
I did some research. It looked like blocks that are right next to each other are kind of beefing.
Yeah, nah, ain't no blocks beefing. The only shit we don't fuck with is cross cow. You cross cow, you get it fucked over.
Is it possible you think to make peace?
Ain't no peace, man. F all that shit, man.
What is this area known for?
They say, what's this area known for?
Huh?
They say, what's this area known for?
What?
They say, what's this area known for? Know what it's known for, gang.
I'm from 25th, nigga. What's up? Borderline, California.
Go ahead.
Rockwell killer, 2-4 killer, nigga. Lazy Burns, nigga.
How much you have to make to be like, okay, I'm rich now?
You know to keep your family straight.
A lot of people are squeezed because grocery prices are going up. Everything's going up.
Hey, you gotta hustle through that shit. Go to work and make your bread.
What's gonna happen tonight, you think?
Man, you never know. I ain't finna say too much. Hey, look, the hospitals they talking about they from be out here. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I'm just not built for it.
Yeah.
I would get nervous if this is my life day to day.
Shout out Lil Wagger from Boulevard on gang on California 20.
What he said? What he said? What he said?
I say y'all really talk a lot, y'all really body. Slide on my block and we catching a body. Me and Lil T, we like joining Scotty. We hop out the car, you know it's a homie. Go ask around if you want to know about me. Whole lot of rounds when a nigga try to rob me. Glock in the box, got me feeling like Roddy. I need me a new bitch to ride for that body. I'm the class, he's there right beside me. Fuck it, Tabby, don't spend with the time. Fuck it, you gonna aim at his body. While these niggas talking like they know about me. 2 Glocks while I'm on it to see you sorry. Niggas play stupid, we're stood up to party. Bring me the bad bitch.
Anything come through, we blowing the niggas out. Oh, butter.
I'm praying for peace.
Hey, y'all gonna catch some action though at 8 o'clock on bro. We gonna be out at 8 o'clock.
Wait, at 8 o'clock tonight?
Yeah. What time is it?
7:30.
You want a vest?
You want a vest?
I got one in my trunk. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. They made a threat at a specific time that 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes.
So when I do these videos, like it always stands out to me like how different someone's life experience can be. You can be an Amish guy that's with your farm and your goats, and then you can be living like this where like there's a bunch of kids. I mean, how old do you think the average kid is around
I'm 23, 16, right?
I'm 17.
No.
I know 13-year-olds out here smoking.
Yeah. You guys have any Spanish words you could teach me about the area? Like, of all things you could be, what made you choose the street life?
I ain't choose the street life chose me.
What are the upsides to the street life and what are the downsides?
The upside is getting money, you know what I'm saying? The downside is ending up in a grave or a jail, you know what I'm saying? You don't want none of that shit come to you.
Do you know many people that's happened to?
Yeah, I got a couple cousins from my nigga Wicked.
What does your mother think about this?
My mother passed away, gang. I don't got a mother right now, I got a father right now. I lost both of them, gang, you know what I'm saying?
How old were you when that happened?
It just recently happened, 2 years ago. I lost my uncle last year and lost my daddy a couple years ago, the year before, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry, man.
It's what it is, you know what I'm saying?
That loud kaboom got my heart rate up.
That's nothing until you hear coming towards you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What made you come into the street like this, shorty? At what age did you lose some people?
12 years old.
How did you see life after that, after losing somebody close to you?
That shit hurt. That shit made me want to push more and shit.
So it comes with the lifestyle, for real.
With the team, you asking I got the drop. You should go and ask it that. You should go and ask it that. I don't even talk a lot. I don't even like to talk. You the type to talk it out. I'm the one to chalk it out. No, I like the chopper sound. I like the hawk it down. We don't shoot a final whip. That's how they tend.
What's life like right now?
Man, shit crazy, gang. You feel me? Ain't no joke, gang. This shit real life in the mud, gang. You feel me?
Where we at, bro?
What made you choose this path?
Once you live in this hood, you know it's all family. You don't choose this life.
Life chooses you?
Your life chooses you.
Do you have children yet?
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
dog.
I flinched on that one. So every few minutes, an explosion's been going off. You can just feel the energy in the air right now. It's a little, like people are expecting something to happen. And they say that in 15 minutes, there's gonna be a shootout. And that's the last thing I wanna be a part of. I always hope people can find a way to find peace and love and brotherhood in this world. And this shit is no joke. So we got a couple more minutes until we gotta head out. I heard at 8 o'clock shit's going down. And that's not something I want to be a part of. I already know it. So I'm gonna be out of here. I got you. If people tell me at 8 o'clock there's a shootout, guess what my instincts are? Get the out of here. That's my instinct.
Nah, the ops just know we out here because they know we be out here. You feel me? We outnumber them. They won't even think about pulling us down this block.
What's the initiation process to get into the squad? We don't speak about that. No, that's secret?
We don't speak about that.
Can a white boy join?
Tommy 28th Street.
I'm not gonna make any
Tommy 28th. How much you got, gang? Man, talking about. What's up, gang? That's that. We do this shit for real. What you talking about?
That's a wrap, folks. I'm going back to the safety of Milwaukee. Hey,
come back.
I appreciate the hospitality. I wish peace and prosperity for you guys.
This ain't nothing though. Come back.
There's very few times where I feel like we have to get the hell out of here. Do you feel that right now?
I'm feeling that right now.
That may have been the most reckless squad we've worked with yet. Did you guys feel a little nervous?
Yeah.
What the f?
Especially because they're spraying the...
I got a gun pointed at my face like 2 or 3 times. Oh, the ops are coming. Like, they were excited about it. Our plan was to meet with the OG that kind of runs things in this area, and we were just early to the party, so he hadn't popped out yet. But we can become so much in this life if you apply yourself the right way. Who am I to say that if I grew up here, surrounded by it? I mean, if ops are 2 blocks away, either way, you kind of have to join. Like, what are you gonna get beat up or bullied or bitched to not join? Like, even just the basic decency of not pointing a gun at somebody's face. Dog.
Hey, they say you loud, you're scared.
Yeah, dog. They said there's a shootout at 8 o'clock. I'm not trying to be a part of that shit.
That means like videotape.
They made a threat at a specific time that 8 o'clock.
Yes. Anything come through, we blowing the ass niggas out.
When you're in a really treacherous area, everyone is a potential threat. The mind doesn't relax. It's survival mode. Like, this isn't an environment where you're just, oh, I'm gonna read a scientific textbook and take notes and highlight it. I just hope these types of places become more stable and safe for everybody. And we'll see you guys next week. When I Google statistics about Phoenix, it doesn't come out as like one of the most dangerous places. How do you guys explain that?
Something happened out here, bro. Don't nobody give a f. You feel me? It's like a dead zone out here. Ain't nobody really make it out this.
All the shit I'm going through, I never let it change me. I am not your average, I've been thugging since a baby. I could do it closer from the 3, I feel like KD.
The Cactus Boys are a gangster rap crew hailing out of Phoenix, Arizona. These guys grew up in a hood that has had an active gang war since the 80s, where you'll find the Southside Posse Bloods battling it out with the Happy Homes Locos. And this is a beef that is still alive and well today. Cactus Boys CBE, Lido, and Lean hit the streets at 10 years old after they dropped out of elementary school. Lido grew up sleeping on the floor in a house he shared with 6 siblings, so for him, making it in the rap game is about survival. And if you scroll through the news stories of the neighborhood the Cactus Boys are in, you'll see shootings, robberies, and the gang task force unit making regular visits. So without further ado, let's head to Phoenix, Arizona and meet the Cactus Boys. Alright folks, today we are meeting the Cactus Boys, a crew that's been catching my attention for over a couple years now, and I'm excited to finally go to their block and see what it's about. A bunch of Latino dudes, face tattoos, guns, and really live music videos. We are just about a mile out, and I have to say this looks pretty nice. This doesn't jive in what I pictured with all the guns and tattoos, but this might be the line right here. And if you think about it, these are the places that the majority of rap music we listen to comes from. Even if an artist has made it out of those places, that's still their main inspiration to rap and speak about. It might be a wild one today, so let's get into it.
Affiliated with the gangsters and the logos. No, bitch, you cannot get no photos.
Tell them where we're at right now.
Shit, right now we on Southside CB SM 100 block. You know what it is? Corner Boys.
How you guys doing? What's up? Thanks for having me. Appreciate meeting you guys.
Chino.
What's up, guys? What's up? Guys, I got a question for you. I was listening to the music on the way here. What is a honcho?
I want honchos. I don't want the bitch. I want honchos. That's that money. That's that bread. That's that pay.
Chasing vans. And what's a torta?
A torta? Well, I love fat. A torta.
So to someone that's never met a torta, how would you describe it to the people back home?
Thick and juicy.
That's that juicy. It's pretty good. Y'all need to try it. If y'all never had a torta, try it.
Sabroso?
Sabrosa.
Who speaks Spanish here?
Aquí. Everybody here. Everybody here.
Is Spanish something you want to keep teaching your kids and your kids and your kids?
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna teach you, Spanish.
You have a chain that's a taco. Where can I get? That might be bling I'm gonna invest in. Where can I find one of those?
I got you, man. My boys make them right here, man. A custom jeweler.
Oh yeah? I've seen a lot of bling in my day. I would say that's up there in the top 3 for coolest bling I've seen. Oh, PD.
That's already the third one.
Pizzo, what is the origin story of CBE? Like, how did this all start?
It's just a couple of young little homies thugging it out in the street. You feel me? We just created CBE. That's just how it came.
And who created the crew?
Me, Lean, and Lito.
Is this a sketchy spot, or does it get a lot sketchier than this?
Man, we got this shit under control. Ain't nothing sketchy on this side, the big side.
I mean, have you ever gone downtown to the Zone before? I'm in the middle of the Zone in Phoenix.
What y'all fucking feel?
Hundreds of tents and people living here, doing life, and we're here to explore. I've been threatened by homeless people there, and sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable. Most hoods I've been to, people like Trump. Now that he's in office, what do people think now?
They say fuck Trump.
Why do you say that?
Just fuck Trump, I don't like him.
Did you think fuck him before he got in office?
Fuck any president, this all corruption.
Is there something particular about Trump that you're like, dude, what are you doing, like, that you would address?
Well, the terrorists to start with, it's fucking all of us, bro. Grocery prices are up.
Pretty much every hood I went to before the election, the guys in the streets were supporting Trump.
I can vote. I vote for Trump.
Trump 2024.
We need Trump.
Hey, Afghans for Trump.
I fuck with Trump.
They don't like Trump because he said the truth. When you speak the truth, they'll try to get rid of you.
And now that he's in office, I'm curious if the perception of him has changed. A lot of street guys watch this channel, so guys, let me know in the comments what you think about Trump and how he's doing in his first year of office. He's a guy that kind of lives in his own reality in a way. Like, it's always the best, it's always the greatest.
He's in his own world.
That boy f***ed up everything over here.
Did you vote for him?
Hell no. He tripping.
Hey, he did. He got a half
tripping.
Trump too.
Hey, f*** Trump.
Did any of you guys say, hey, I thought he was going to do good, but he's not?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do good, but nah, Trump f***ed everything up.
What's up, big dog? What's on your mind right now?
Oh, my mind right now is just to get it, man. Show Arizona love. We got the bacon wrapped hot dogs, doggy style dogs on Instagram.
Doggy style dogs. That's a wild name, dude.
Shit, you know, Pizzo put me on, so. We're gonna serve the whole hood. Everybody's coming respectable, and we're just pushing positivity. Man, this is a trip. Watch out. Like, watch out, because the Cactus Boys are coming, and we're stomping on shit. Look at the dog. Get the dog over here. Shit. Doggy style dogs. We keep it dogged up.
What up, baby? You know what it is. Big Southside CBE 100. Gang, we up in this
Right here.
motherfucker.
You're gonna be getting a hot dog before we go.
Nah, bro, I'm vegetarian, bro. I don't eat meat. Everybody else could though. Yeah, actually, bro.
What made you do that?
Shit, it's I don't know, bro. It's a lot, bro. Like eating dead flesh. You feel me? Animals gotta suffer type shit. There be worms and parasites and fucking cancers and the motherfucking pigs, and they don't even say nothing. They just cut that shit out and they'll still package it and serve it to you. So.
Are cholos still a thing in culture right now, or is that an older generation?
It's the only thing that's here, as far as I'm concerned.
Are young guys still cholos?
It's actually coming out. It's coming back. It's got it going on in Japan. It got it going on. It's popping everywhere.
So Chicana, what does that mean?
Born here.
And Paisa, what does that mean?
Born over there.
What do you think different about this new generation? Do you think they're more reckless than when you were growing up?
I don't be out there like that. I'm a businessman now.
Yeah, but if you compare it to when you were a kid to when they were kids.
It was wild. It was wild in the 90s, bro. Wild in the 90s, yeah.
What intrigues me about Phoenix is this. Usually rough, crime-ridden areas make good music. After all, Phoenix is a hotspot for drug trafficking, prostitution, and is one of the major veins in the cartel smuggling routes. However, the greater Phoenix metro is also home to a large percentage of retirees that are just trying to play golf and get some sun on their old bones. I guess what confuses me is Arizona and Phoenix have a relatively weak music scene, while culturally really similar, Texas and Cali have a very strong, in particular, Latino music scene. Why is that?
For me, it's just style. For me, because all the OGs, my tios, that's what they was. That's what they all were for me. So you got tattoos, you a Mexican, they automatically they look at you like you a cholo.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
For me, it's just everyone likes to stereotype a lot. For me, it's just tattoos and all that. Sometimes, some do gangbang and all that, some don't. But for me, once they see someone tatted up with all that, oh, he's a gangbanger, he's a cholo. For me, I don't think it's a good thing. It's just.
Are there any stereotypes you believe in?
I still believe in white privilege and all that.
Tell me about it.
Like, for me, because, like...
Is there an experience or a feeling you can tell people about? Like a part where you felt like people are on the same level or I'm being treated different?
I got in some altercation with a white boy, for me, and he pressed charges on me, for me, and then the charges got against me, but nothing happened to him. For me, so like, I don't know, I just think everyone, they be doing all that, but I still believe in that shit for sure.
Tell the people who we're talking to right now.
Hey, CB Lean, Cactus Boy CB, you know what it is, man. We're right here on the 100 block, right here in the neighborhood. Good vibes, we ready for this shit.
You guys are really bubbling right now. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? And what's your name, man?
My name Lito.
Lito? Okay, so you guys are the three main Cactus Boys, right?
Yeah, Pizzo, Lito, CB Lean.
And who invented this?
All of us.
Oh, no. Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona, baby. There's some interesting construction going on right here. Is this a new technique that the contractors are using?
Some people, the city of Phoenix brought it like that.
Yeah. Man, I wonder if they made a mistake when they installed this thing.
He said, I wonder if they made a mistake.
Someone's got to get on the phone with city council and see what's going on with that.
That's perfect.
So did you guys all grow up right around here?
Yeah, a lot of us grew up right here, literally running around, bad as fuck, dirty, riding bikes, fucking learning how to ride your bike right here on the block and shit, falling off, all types of shit.
What was your childhood like?
Everybody went to school. Shit, speaking for me, that shit was the best. If I could go back, I wouldn't change anything.
Outside, riding bikes, getting dirty, having fun.
Playing basketball, soccer, I used to play any sport, again. I just wanted to go outside, have fun. Mom used to say, come home before the lights turn off, but we should stay out later and shit. Yeah,
that's the perfect childhood, I feel like. Because a lot of kids right now have the tablets, the screens.
Nah, we was outside. I was scraping my knees up, getting stitches, all types of shit. We was riding bikes. Everybody was out here, play basketball right here and shit.
What do you think about the screens with kids right now, that they're on screens from an early age? What do you guys think about that?
Shit, I don't let my kids be having the tablet like that, I ain't gonna lie.
That shit is like an obstacle, man. It's a distraction, to be honest. It's better to be like, they young though, it's 2025, but it is better to be outside and doing shit.
I've met 2 billionaires now on this job. Both of them, one thing I noticed, no phone usage whatsoever. Like, they're always very present, very dialed in. They're never just scrolling on TikTok. And I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. So what's one of the biggest hurdles you have to overcome right now in this process of blowing up?
Shit, the sacrifices, but you take that big risk, you feel me? Risk takers, gang.
What kind of sacrifice are we talking?
Shit, everything that come with it, basically. We basically put our life on the line for this shit. Most dangerous job in the world, and everybody ain't gotta be a rapper or anything, bro. You could be something else, but
I've heard it brought up a lot that rapping is the most dangerous job there is. But is that true? Officially, logging is listed as the country's most dangerous job, but let's look at the numbers. In 2018, 56 men lost their life on the job as a logger. Now, to me, it's almost guaranteed that many, many, many more rappers die every year than that. Now, maybe we're not talking about A-list rappers on tour, but definitely lots of local rappers are getting smoked every single year. And according to one study I saw, rappers have a life expectancy of under 30, which is insane. So I think it could be argued that rapping is America's most dangerous job. Do you feel like when people start getting some success in a city that there's a lot of people that all of a sudden start appearing and asking them things, and you have to be careful of who you trust?
I mean, it's been like that before you become a rapper. It's like that every time, with everybody. Like, people ask you for stuff, or people come around when they see you doing good, but not come around when you're doing bad. Like, it's a lot of stuff that come with it, yeah.
So what's been on your mind these days, big dog? I feel like you're a thinking man.
The biggest thought on my mind is, money. That's all I be thinking about. Shit, fuck all the other bullshit.
So how much money do you have to get to be like, I made it, or I feel good about it?
Shit, once I could take my people out of here, you feel me? I feel like I made it. You know, it ain't even about me. It's about my people at the end of the day.
When I Google statistics about Phoenix, it doesn't come out as like one of the most dangerous places. Is there unreported violence, or do you think? How do you guys explain that?
Shit, I say, bro, we just don't got like a mainstream like that. You feel me? Like if some going in like another state that's like really popping like that, you see that shit on your phone. You feel me? You hop on your phone and you see that shit. You feel me? Like it's the local news. You feel me? Something happen out here, bro. Don't nobody give a fuck. You feel me? It's like a dead zone out here. Ain't nobody really make it out this bitch. You want it?
And are you guys doing a music video tonight?
Yo, we finna shoot some raw shit.
What's the name of the song you guys are launching?
Change Me.
Is there another location you guys are trying to bounce to?
Oh yeah, let me show you Central.
Yes.
Let me just show you.
I went and hit a lick and I did it with no man. I was smacking on that egg.
Hey, just zoom in from here, bro.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to go right to the main street, man.
It's all central right here.
This shit look crazy.
Yeah, man, that's
Central
central.
South Mountain though, you feel me?
Hey, these apartments weren't here, bro. Like a year ago, they barely built them.
They used to be a field.
So this place is getting gentrified a little bit?
Yeah. Got a train and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Try, you feel me?
How do I make CBE? How do I do it?
So you can do it however you want to, bro. I spell it out. We spell that motherfucker out. You know, CBE. You feel me?
Everybody got a pole, we gon' bust those. I've been touching on the barrel without touch hoes. The only time I stay behind is when she touch those. See them niggas on that side, you can't touch those.
This looks like a goddamn parade.
Oh, man.
Holy. Who are rappers you guys look up to?
Shit, Tupac, fucking Biggie, everybody. I look up to a lot of people. I fucking Dirk, I fucking Youngboy, everybody, bro.
So what's the goal for this year?
We trying to go viral.
We got a website coming out, merch, clothes for like girls, kids, everything.
So what do you think the formula is to blow up nowadays?
Shit, your shit gotta be fire, bro.
Don't be like everybody else. And don't be scared to do it. If you gonna do it, do that shit.
We got to go hang out with a SWAT team in Florida a couple months ago, and we talked to the head sheriff, and he said he hates rap music because he feels like it's ruining his community. What do you think? What would you say to a guy like that?
Don't get me started, because I got a playlist in my car of real rappers, real artists who knew how to produce, and they did more than mumble. They talked about killing people with their lyrics, with their rhymes. Eric B. and Rakim, they were amazing. LL Cool J. The new stuff is weird to me. I can't even listen to it. Problem with it is, they're talking about real things that have impacted real families.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. Rap music ain't for everybody, you feel me?
So if you can afford any house you want, what type of area you want to live in? On a lake, on a mountain?
Shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably go to like Colorado or something, bro. Or like Utah or something.
Do you guys feel like there's a breakthrough happening right now with Mexican rappers?
Fuck yeah.
Because for a while there weren't a lot of really big ones. Like SPM was big, but then he had his thing where he went away, and then it took a few years. But now it feels like there's a lot of guys breaking through right now.
Yeah, I feel like we is getting a lot of more recognition. I mean, that shit hard, bro, because we hard too, you know what I mean? We saying we all people, bro. We just trying to tell our story, y'all tell your stories.
One question I've been asking a lot is why aren't there more popular Latino rappers in the United States? Latinos make up 20% of the population, but they're nowhere near 20% of the top names in rap. I mean, just take Chicago, for example. 30% Latino, but no major Latino rappers coming out of the city, just underground guys like Baby 8 and Smiley. A common criticism I've heard is that a lot of Latino gangster rappers seem to be imitating the black drill artists around them. Meaning, if we take this a step further, if people are looking to watch something that resembles black drill music, why not just watch it straight from the source? But I think there's more to it than that. So what's going on here? Why do you think there aren't more Latino rappers that have broken into the mainstream?
One controversial question I've seen is like some black people are like, why are Mexicans saying the N-word? I don't agree with that. What do you guys think about that?
Hey, this a black and Mexican hood right here, bro. Straight up.
Me and you.
Yeah.
We ain't went into that. I ain't even worried about that shit, bro. That's just how we talk, literally. It's not gonna change it for nobody, you know what I mean?
Hey, right now we're going to the hood store, gang.
This shit, bro, I used to walk this shit little as hell. I used to walk up here with like $1. I get a fucking Lucas, a little fucking sucker, all types.
This what the air smell like in Phoenix though. It smell like straight fentanyl. The oxygen out here come with fentanyl. Yeah, we right here in the hood store though, right here.
Fuck the fatty wild, man.
Tell me this all store.
Every time I come outside, I got them choppers out. He ain't wanna drop location, we at his mama house. Every time I count the cheat, I got lungs out. And if it ain't about no business, bitch, you not allowed.
About to get gang.
Shit, y'all need some motherfucking blacks.
Sipping that Ultra. It's the best beer, gang.
I need something cool, you feel me? Man, chase it down with some liquor, you feel me? I don't know if y'all can see it, but you point the camera over there. You from the south side? You from Arizona, wherever? You know what them lights is. South Mountain, right here on Central. Hey, y'all ready to push?
Hey, wait, let's get a scene right here.
Yeah, let's get a first scene.
If you take one, I'ma take two. You can play dumb, I can play too. All that fake love made me hate you. If twins say it's up, I just say who. How I hit it, baby, when my heart froze. I did some things that only God knows.
Yeah, how y'all doing? What's up, man? What's up?
Like your music video.
You guys like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's up. Love the love, bro. Hey, Key, hey, Steve, they trying to take a photo of us, gang. ¿Quieren una foto? Hola, ¿cómo están? Ya. Oh, si quieren la podemos tomar aquí, o como sea.
She can get in with us.
Hazte más para acá, mira. Vente, vente. Muchas gracias. Tengan buena noche. Hey. Hola.
She said you guys want an ice cream, you guys.
An ice cream? Oh, we're good right now. No, estamos bien ahorita. Muchas gracias. ¿Cómo le está yendo? Sí.
Ya ves que por años estoy aquí.
Sí, no, es lo que le estaba diciendo, que nos miró desde chiquito.
So the sun is set, it's getting darker. Sticks are coming out. It's definitely, I feel things are about to start happening around here. Get a little wild, which is, we like to live on the wild side. That's part of the channel's motto, is find our way into the nooks and crannies of the universe that are out there and interesting and unique. To me, what I love about this channel is we go on so many little side missions and adventures, and it's gonna be different every single week. One day we're with a SWAT team, next day we're the billionaire, next day we're the gangster rap crew, and it's a dream job. So thank you guys for joining on this journey, but stay tuned. Things are about to get real with these Cactus boys out here.
Everybody get over here, gang. We're gonna need it. Hey, I don't know what's going on, man. I got the motherfucking. Hey, everybody get behind us. Hey, Bill, everybody get behind us.
All this shit I'm going through, I never let it change me. I am not your average, I've been thugging since a baby. I could do it closer from the 3, I feel like KD. You gon' get the switching up, it really don't amaze me. Thought you was my brother and just look how you betrayed me. Everything we did, I can't believe this, how you paid me. Sorry for my sins, Lord, tell me, can you save me? I'm riding with the glizzy cause I heard it.
Alright folks, this was an inside look at Phoenix finest, the Cactus boys.
Shout out my boy Tommy for pulling up to the big old ass end. CBE gang.
Legendary.
100 block gang.
Right here,
gang.
Straight from the block, man. Live from the trenches. You already know, man. From the south side of Phoenix, man. First Avenue South Mountain on the block. You already know what it is. Got my nigga Tommy G out here. Live from the block.
Don't get no better. If you guys want to listen to more of the Cactus boys, I got their link in the description. Check them out. Say Big Dog's Gotta Eat. Blow up the comment section. Show some love. And guys, we'll see you next week. Peace.
It's another case of alleged police brutality, this time accusations leveled against the LA County Sheriff's Department.
And a man who said he was held down and beaten by 3 sheriff deputies in Compton.
An alleged gang of sheriff's deputies within the LA County Sheriff's Department known as the Executioners.
The group that became the most dangerous is one we know as the Executioners.
3 deputies were beating a black inmate. He was handcuffed to the waist.
The real badasses on the 200 and 300 boys wanted to go to Compton.
Today, we take you inside the world of the LA Sheriff gangs, groups who have names like the Executioners, Vikings, Jump Out Boys, and Regulators. These men in uniform have been accused of everything from beatings to planting evidence to murder, robberies, and kidnapping. Now, these deputy cliques have long been an open secret in Los Angeles, but to those outside the LA bubble, the reality is shocking. To investigate this properly, we assembled an expert cast of characters, starting with John Sweeney, the legendary attorney who has beaten LASD in court time and time again. Mark, a former deputy who went to prison for robbery while in uniform and exposes life inside the departments. Paulina Juarez, an LA Central Jail chaplain of 19 years who saw the brutality firsthand. Alan Romero, a lawyer who represented 2 former deputies turned whistleblowers. And finally, multiple mothers, including one whose 120-pound son was beaten beyond recognition by 5 deputies. Join us today as we take a deep look inside America's largest sheriff office and the gangs that hide within its walls. What adjectives would you use to describe the Compton Executioners?
Assholes. My name is Romel Agee. I'm currently a California licensed private investigator.
I specialize in police misconduct and police wrongful deaths in the hands of law enforcement.
And you were LA County Sheriff?
Yes.
I'm John Sweeney. I'm an attorney, civil rights attorney. My career has been dedicated to the pursuit of justice, specifically police excessive force cases that I have a passion for.
In the mid to late 90s, the Sheriff's Department took over control of the policing in Compton in the year 2000.
Alan Romero is a lawyer who has represented 2 deputies who tried to blow the whistle on the Compton department. One of them was Officer Art Gonzalez, a Marine Corps veteran who spoke out against the executioners and was met with death threats. The other was Captain Larry Waldy, who says he was targeted by his fellow officers after he made it known within the department that he opposed the executioners.
So what happened is you had some competing groups who were going to try and control the station. The group that became the most dangerous is one we know as the executioners. Now, what the real name of this group is, we may never know, because even in trial, the leader of the group, a deputy by the name of Jaime Juarez, who was a few years ago promoted to detective, said the group doesn't have a name.
It turns out this group does have a name, and they go by the Compton Executioners, and they are perhaps the most dangerous and ruthless of the 24 known and documented sheriff gangs in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, which we'll often refer to as LASD for short.
We're headed to the Compton station for you guys to get some footage of the exterior of the location where the executioners were housed. The recent LA County Sheriff explosion that killed 3 deputy sheriffs.
It appears to be, quote, a horrific incident that killed at least 3 at a law enforcement training facility in Los Angeles.
One of them was the deputy that shot and killed Robert Thomas Jr.
The executioners started in the Los Angeles County Jail. Every deputy sheriff has to go through custody for training. Custody is the lockup. All the police departments in the county of Los Angeles, the sheriff department handles the prisoners in all of the county of Los Angeles that are being prosecuted.
Before hitting the streets, every LA sheriff's deputy starts their career by working in the jails. Some say it's a great proving ground and a crash course for handling chaos, but others say starting in the jails conditions the deputies to get the feeling that everyone they deal with on the streets is a criminal.
Brother was killed in Pensions Detention Center March 3rd, 2017. They had originally told me that he had a seizure. He fell off a top bunk and then was pronounced dead.
Did he have a history of seizures?
No. As the time went on, I went ahead and got my own feeling that something wasn't right. So I did my own homework, found out that it wasn't a seizure, that he had been beaten to death in Wayside Detention Center. They said they didn't have any pictures. And I said, that's odd. So then at the end, I got all the pictures and that showed all the details.
And what did you learn when you saw the pictures?
That his teeth were kicked in. He had, looks like stab wounds, puncture wounds, and a lot of the details in the autopsy report, like broken ribs and stuff, it kind of made sense after.
When you talk to gang members in Los Angeles and you say, oh, you're part of a big street gang, they say, are you kidding me? That the cops, the sheriffs are the biggest gang of all.
The only difference is that they have uniforms.
Our next witness, Paulina Juarez, served as a chaplain inside Men's Central Jail for over 15 years. Central Jail is widely regarded as the most notorious lockup in Los Angeles and a critical piece of territory for the LA Sheriff gangs. In 2025, it's already on track to become one of the deadliest years on record, with 26 inmates losing their lives so far. And after a long career inside the Central Jail, Paulino can speak on things that few other people can. From what you know from inmates that have stayed there, are beatings common from the sheriffs?
Yes, there's a lot of common, because the whites run that area.
Which deputy gang is this?
The whites.
That's what they're called?
Yeah.
Lizetta is speaking on the Wayside Whiteys. This sheriff gang's territory is the Pitches Detention Center, also known as the Wayside Detention Center. Now, the Whitey symbol was throwing up their hands with their middle fingers crossed into a W, and they were known for targeting black inmates that fought other white inmates. And for reference, there was a case of Clyde L. Crawford, where the deputies handcuffed him, beat him dozens of times, including with a flashlight, all while yelling, Wayside Whiteys. And this is the group that beat Lizetta's brother to death.
When I work with my little car with books, Bibles, I start listening like, and I stopped and I went back, but it was close. I was on the bars and I saw like from here to the wall how 3 deputies were beating a black inmate. He was handcuffed to the waist and chains on. So he was against the wall, and one deputy was here, one here, one here. They were beating until finally he was, please stop, and he followed on the cement with a head, and you see the blood, and they still kicking him on the floor. And one more, he said, stop, was the last time I can hear. And I was on the, I tried to say something, but I can't. Man, it was really hard. It was like 4 minutes.
I think that at this point, everybody has such a fear of them that they just don't want to even go and touch that. That's the road they don't want to cross.
How long did you serve and which department were you in?
LA County Sheriff's Department, 15 years.
What made you leave?
I didn't leave on my own accord. I did a stupid thing. I was convinced to do something for the greater good of someone else, and it led to my arrest, where I got 7 years in the federal prison system. I did about 5 on good time credit, and 1 year of halfway house for Second Chance Act, and I got home early.
Are you able to say what you got arrested for?
Me and some co-conspirators decided to do a fake search warrant on a medical marijuana distribution center run by the Vietnamese mafia. We did a full-blown robbery, and we were caught by the feds shortly after.
There's no professional jailing staff or deputies in the sheriff's department. You're stuck in the jails, and almost everyone stuck in the jails at the beginning of their career for 2, 3, 5, 8 years wants to get out and patrol, because that's where they feel where the action's at, and that's where they feel the best career path for them is.
And those deputies there started a gang called the 200 Boys and the 300 Boys. They were violent with these inmates. They beat, they planted evidence on them. They did all kind of horrible, nefarious things with them. After you rotate out of custody, you're asked what station you want to be assigned to, and the real badasses from the 200 and 300 Boys wanted to go to Compton.
Where they originated as far as being the executioners. This is where they operated from and out of.
Are these guys still active?
No, they've spread them out. They've sent them to different locations.
So if I go in there and talk to them and say, hey, sir, I'm in an active investigation, I'm gonna need you to comply with me right now.
You can try. Sheriffs are no joke, okay? They're no joke. They're mad at a lot of people, okay? Especially if you go in there talking about the executioners.
I feel a little nervous with all the stories that you hear. Hey there, how are ya?
Good, man.
Looking to do a little interview. Do you have a press contact here?
Let me go talk to
We have a little investigation we're looking for help with.
Okay. What's the investigation?
It's about the Compton executioners.
I don't know if the station's gonna have specific stuff.
It's some of the known associates actually happen to have resided in this building. I don't know if you've seen anyone. They have the skeleton tattoos with the AK-47s and then the Nazi helmet.
I know nothing about it, man.
Have you been in their presence at all? Like, ever been with any of the known members?
I have no idea.
Okay, it's an active investigation, so.
All right.
So far, we've mostly heard from the victim side of the story, and aside from Mark, it's been nearly impossible to land an on-camera interview with a current or former Los Angeles sheriff. However, I did speak with a couple off-camera, and here was their perspective. Every day, they go out and risk their lives against legitimately dangerous gang members who rob, shoot, and terrorize neighborhoods. And they say this: we enter the danger zone to take the fight to these bad guys, and yes, sometimes we get rough, but these are rough, dangerous people we are dealing with. And one surprising thing they also said is that the so-called sheriff gang cops are not the worst of the department, but the best, the bravest, because these guys are the ones most willing to go down and face the most dangerous guys on the street. And while this doesn't excuse the crimes of the sheriff gangs, it did give me an interesting perspective to think about from the other side of the coin. Alright, now we're at the scene of Avery Cody Jr., where another murder by the LA Sheriff's Department occurred.
There's this young man named Avery Cody Jr. On July 5th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they were walking to a McDonald's to have lunch, and they were on their way back at a very busy intersection. They were caught on video of this Winchell's donut stand walking to the McDonald's. After they finished their lunch, they walked back down the same direction that they came from. There was a don't walk hand up, and they looked to their left, and there's a Crown Victoria clear sign that is an undercover police vehicle, and it was 2 deputy sheriffs in there. The kids decided just to backtrack 2 feet and wait for the light to turn green. And the officers, for no reason whatsoever, got out of the car and told them to come to the car, and they started to search them, and then Avery takes off running, and he angles out into the street. And then he's picked up by this camera again. And then you see this officer run after him and then stop about right here and gets into a crouch, raises his gun and fire, hits him in the back, and little Avery falls in that center median right there, dead. Although I have no evidence that the shooting officer was doing anything to get into a gang, I didn't know at this point whether or not there was a gang. But with this series of shootings, I suspected that a gang existed.
My name is Vanessa Perez. I'm the mother of Joseph Andrew Perez, who was severely beaten by Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department July 27, 2020.
The sweatshirt you're wearing has an extremely brutal and disturbing photo on that. Can you describe what we're seeing?
This is a photo from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department that they took in the hospital after they beat my son. They're seeing my son after he was punched 121 times.
Do you know how many officers were beating him at the same time?
7. They gave different reasons. My son's mentally ill. He struggled with bipolar, schizophrenia, and psychosis. And as he was a couple blocks away from my house, he was in crisis, talking to himself, hearing voices. And I was looking for him. I couldn't find him. And what I did hear were sirens, and then they went quiet. And then I would hear sirens again, and I would see sheriffs going in different directions. I followed the helicopter about a couple blocks from my house, and that's when I found almost like the whole department was there now by that point.
How many officers do you think were there?
Oh, at least 30.
You see your son?
I didn't know my son was on the floor until about 45 minutes later. When I first got there, they said that there was a bad fight. And then I seen deputies put a light-skinned man on a gurney.
Under Section 186.22 of the California Penal Code, a criminal gang is described as an organization of 3 or more people that have a common name or symbol, have a pattern of committing crimes, and they do this either alone or together. And it seems clear to me that these sheriff gangs would indeed be looked at as criminal gangs under California law. Which brings me to the question of why haven't any of these groups been charged under the RICO Act? After all, that's what would happen if the Blood Serranos or the Hells Angels did the same exact things these cops are doing. This seems to be a serious double standard of justice. Tell me what you guys think in the comments.
Like maybe about 30 minutes later, the sergeant came up to me and said that now the story was my son was burglarizing a car, and they confirmed that it was my son. And maybe about 45 minutes later, my son started screaming. He was screaming, why did why did you do this to me? Why? And he had to go back to being quiet. And then that's when I knew that that was my son.
Mark, were you in a sheriff gang?
Was I? I was not. At one point, I was at Sentry Station where the regulators were at. Go on.
Within these departments, how common was it to be part of a sheriff gang?
It's like a secret. You don't really know that they don't talk about it. It's like a station. You don't just walk around, hey, you're a fucking regulator, da-da-da. But I think these guys, a lot of them that chase ink, they go there to get that tattoo. Once they get it, they feel super proud or whatever it is. And it could be raining and 50 degrees and they're wearing shorts and flip-flops so they could show their tattoo loud and proud. It's like, come on, dude, really?
Have you ever attended an inking party?
Now, usually at the off-training parties, when a group of guys get off training at the station, that's usually when there'll be their inkings are done at that same time. It's not done there, it's done afterwards. It's done usually in a dude's house or something to that effect, but I haven't been able to go to one of those myself because I wasn't invited to be getting the ink, but I know a lot of guys that did.
Folks, the truth about the violent behavior you are hearing about is that within these departments, violence against civilians was not only encouraged, but celebrated. For example, Officer Larry Waldy testified that the Compton executioners actually held a party at a restaurant to commemorate a deputy-involved shooting. Another way violence was celebrated when a deputy would commit violence or murder against a citizen, they would sometimes host an event giving the man responsible a tattoo, which to me, it makes these deputy cliques sound no different than a common street gang.
So there are significant legal barriers to investigating and holding officers like Jaime Juarez and the rest of the executioners accountable. One of the primary barriers is the fact that you have to get someone within the department to stand up and be a whistleblower. That's going to 100% destroy their career, and they have to know that at the point. And we had some really brave people. We had Larry Waldy and we had Art Gonzalez come through and do that.
Now, is it true that people would receive their tattoos after they committed an act of violence or killed a civilian?
I can't speak for all of the station tattoos. The original ones, probably not. The newer ones that came after, yeah, I would say so.
Then we got a case, the Dante Taylor case. And Dante Taylor was a young man who had 4 kids.
Right now, folks, we are at the scene of where Dante Taylor was killed, and this is the case that broke open wide the investigation against the Compton executioners with their tattoos and their gangs within the department. I'm gonna let these guys take it from here.
We're on the corner of Wilmington Avenue and Brazil, city of Compton. This area is controlled, or was controlled, probably still is controlled by the Cedar Block Compton pirate. Dante Taylor lived here at this location and was hanging out with his good friend George Taylor. It was about dusk and he came out of his house and walked northbound on Wilmington. He was encountered by 2 deputy sheriffs. This is Samuel Aldama. This is Mizraim Orega. They are the 2 deputies who shot and killed Dante Taylor. They stopped him, asked him if he was on probation. He said no, took off running. He was on his way down to that liquor store, I'm sure it's still there. He was stopped right around this area, maybe in this block, and then the deputies claimed that he pulled out a silver pistol and didn't point it at him, just took off running. My investigator, former Deputy Sheriff Ramel Agee, interviewed several witnesses along this street, is that correct?
Correct. I talked to the neighbors here. A few of them talked to me, said they didn't see anything, of course. Okay, that's typically what happens in neighborhoods. I wasn't able to talk to anybody until we actually got over to where the shooting took place, where somebody actually responded. They didn't know anything along the way, but over on the
other side of the wash.
On the side of the wash, they did tell me that they did not see a gun.
How these cop gangs really affect our communities, especially communities of color, is that they're not going to follow the law. They're not going to follow instructions from their superiors. They're going to go out there, they're going to beat up whoever they have to beat up, they're going to tackle, they're going to accost people without reasonable suspicion to try and get guns. That's their main thing, they want guns. Sometimes when they would lose people on pursuits, they would call in ghost guns. They would say, yeah, man with a gun, so of course every unit responds to find the person with the gun, and it turns out there's no guns.
Can you speak to the practice of planting evidence by the Compton executioners?
What came up over and over again is they say that the person had a gun and that the gun's not found, but they claim that that was the justification for them using force against them.
You know, you had a lot of that type of stuff going on. I mean, they're gonna get caught no matter what. If you're planting dope, I mean, I remember seeing a couple of shootings where they thought there was a gun. They shot the dude, they thought he had a gun, and he didn't, and all of a sudden, a gun appeared near his hand. Hey, how'd that get there? Fell out of the sky?
And by the way, when after the shooting and these officers made up this story that he had a gun, they had gun-sniffing dogs come out and scour this entire route. And they searched it for 2 or 3 days in trees. They had poles that they were shaking the trees, and of course, no gun was found.
Interesting to that, guys, is their claim that he had a chrome-plated revolver. He was wearing loose-fitting shorts that they claim he had in his waistband. If you're running with those, that's not going to stay in your pants. And in doing so, they went across the bridge here, they went around the corner, and that deputy that was on foot claims that while chasing him, Taylor pulled out the gun, showing the gun again, and that's when he believed his life was in danger and shot at him. The other deputy hears the shots, they corner him, and they riddle him with bullets.
They shot him, and he runs back toward the wash, and the deputy waiting over this side of the wash shot at him and hit him in the leg, wounded him. He tried to go back through the fence. By this time, the other deputy had approached the wash and shot him, and he laid down on the ground. In a forensics show, they stood over him and shot him several more times. Let me ask you this, Ramel. Why is it important for police to have placed a gun in his hand at this point?
So they could justify shooting, because they're going to say that his life, believing that he was going to fire at him to protect himself and others, he shot.
While we were filming, a few youngsters with connections to the neighborhood Pyrus came up to see what we were doing. So I decided to ask them their thoughts on this story. Here's what they said. What do you guys think when you hear of the sheriff's gangs being able to just kill people and get away with it? Like, what does it make you feel?
It makes me feel angry, because it's like they make it seem like we the most dangerous ones when the whole time it's right in front of you. Like, if you check a lot of these police people tattoos, it's a lot of gang naps.
And they always have an excuse for what they do.
Like, literally, like, I thought he was reaching, I thought the whole time he was just walking home.
Good reason for them to shoot at them, kill them, you know.
My dad said they used to treat him foul. If he had like some weed in his pocket, they'll throw some more. They'll say like it's more than 2.5 grams, so he could go to jail. Like,
what did happen to them as a result?
They both were investigated, but ultimately the DA didn't press any charges against either of them. But the New York Times did a ride-along with Aldama and Orrego before this ever happened, and they made clear that they think of the community that they police not as their own community. They talk about African Americans in disparaging ways, even in that interview with the New York Times.
John was the guy who broke the whole gang story open at that one deposition they took of Aldama, where he got Aldama to admit that he had this tattoo.
When we took the deposition of Samuel Aldama is the deposition that really cracked this case and exposed this whole sheriff gang thing. Nobody had ever heard of the executioners. Nobody had ever known their name. They were an extremely secretive group. I asked the same question of all the cases I just told you about. I said, do you have any tattoos on your person? He said, yes, I do. I said, why don't you describe them? I said, first of all, where are they? He said, they're on my arms. One of them, he said, is a St. Michael's, I think he said, tattoo. It's like the patron saint of police officers to protect them. The other one was on his other arm. He said it was a family symbol or something, you know, I love my wife or something like that. I said, Deputy, what about the one on your leg? And he started gulping, and his jugular started throbbing. I knew I had something. As a cross-examiner, I've cross-examined hundreds of people over the years. It's a skeleton. Oh, okay. And I knew that all those gangs, the base is a skeleton because it symbolizes death. And he goes on to describe this sinister tattoo with this Kalashnikov rifle, AK-47. On the magazine of the rifle was the Roman numeral XXVIII, which stands for the 28th substation of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, which is Compton. That's on the magazine. He has a Nazi helmet on with CPT, which stands for Compton. He's surrounded by flames, which symbolizes he's emerging from hell. Very sinister tattoo. It goes from his knee all the way down to his ankle. That is the first time it was revealed to the public that there was a sinister gang within the city of Compton.
I mean, I think when anyone sees these tattoos, you wouldn't believe that this would be on a police officer's body, especially with a Nazi helmet and flames. And as someone who grew up thinking of the police as the good guys and the very Hollywood idea of the police as the good guys, I was shocked when it became clear that this was not a one-off, a rogue deputy. This was a part of a pattern and practice. They shared the tattoos and they were sequentially numbered. It was shocking.
You might be wondering how many Compton deputies are tied to the executioners. Inside sources estimate that of 100 officers at the station, about 20 are Inc. members and another 20 are prospects or close associates. That's nearly 40% of the station. And for perspective, even during the height of the Catholic Church's scandals, only about 6% of the priests were implicated in wrongdoing. To put this another way, imagine calling 911 in Compton and having a 40% chance that a gang member in uniform shows up to the scene.
What does that make you think that these guys in broad daylight, after the beating or the killing of a citizen, are having beers, getting tattoos, and celebrating together?
It's the biggest gang in America.
Now, do you know the names of the deputies involved in this beating?
Yes.
Can you say them?
Yeah, Sean Merrick, Abraham Rivera, Jake Adamo, Sebastian Pomba, Vincent Rodriguez, Paul Sedana.
Did any of these guys get in trouble for this?
Not that I'm aware of.
A write-up?
Not that I'm aware of. They all played the victim. In the police reports, they paint a narrative as if my son was Rocky Balboa in his prime, Mike Tyson. You know, every deputy claims that he beat up each deputy. Each deputy says they were beaten. One said he screamed, "I believe my hand is broken."
How do you think he broke his hand if he did?
Probably from the 20 to 30 punches he gave my son to his head.
Where is your son today?
My son right now is incarcerated. But a PC-69 when you are charged, when the cops charge you for beating them up.
Oh, so he got charged for this?
Yeah, he got charged for that.
Not only did he get a beating, but he actually got charged with the crime of beating them.
He got sentenced to prison. They ended up giving him the county time. He did his 2 years county time, but he was sentenced to 3 years in state prison.
So he got the shit kicked out of him and then got sent to prison for it. Do you think anyone will ever be held responsible for this?
I hope so.
What do you say to the people that say these cops are dealing with very violent street gangs? You kind of have to recruit monsters to fight monsters.
We're better than that. And I think, especially, like I said, I've been on both sides, and I do think most police officers, law enforcement, and people who train law enforcement care deeply about following the Constitution and doing the right thing and not becoming a monster. And I also think if you do want to restore that community trust between law enforcement and the people they serve, you have to get away from this idea of violence is tolerated and that you have to meet the criminals halfway, because it's never gonna work.
The last thing I got for you is this. People say, to be a police officer is to protect and serve, and when you have these gangs, they're kind of violating their initial oath. What do you think about that?
It's kind of a tough question to really answer, but I will say it does essentially if they make it that way. Having a tattoo and being part of a group of fellas that, if you're just proud to be a deputy sheriff, and I work this station and we all survived some kind of shooting or some casualty, or we're just here just risking our lives on a daily basis and we're just trying to be the best cops we can, great, so be it. But once they start taking off and doing thuggery, that's when their oath has been, upended.
When you were in, what % of the sheriffs would you say, questionable?
on the bad side?
Let's say there's 100 deputies. I'd say 25 of them are assholes.
That's a pretty big number.
That's a pretty big number.
Yeah. And those 25 can rack up a lot of incidents.
A lot, man.
And the other 75 suffer greatly.
Yes, because we get the brunt of going out on a call and being called assholes and being disrespected.
Do you have any reason to believe that this behavior, this gang behavior within the sheriff's department persists even today?
The two other sheriffs that we had before, I think it's hard to say what the actual sheriffs were doing. The deputy sheriffs we know from the whistleblower what they were doing. What the sheriffs were doing, they were doing nothing to stop it as far as we could tell through all of our discovery. Sheriff Luna, the current sheriff though, I think has taken a much more proactive approach to this, and I think there has been a change in culture in the LA Sheriff's Department because of it.
It does seem like things are changing for the better.
I think so.
Some people wonder if these sheriff gangs are still happening today, and it depends on who you ask. Some say that the current sheriff, Robert J. Luna, is taking strong action to snuff out LASD gang activity, and that may be so. But just in the news this month, a crazy story broke.
Just into the newsroom here at 6, shocking allegations against a former police officer now accused of kidnap for ransom.
The short of the story is that a group of LA cops were hired by these sort of crypto warlord characters to kidnap and forcibly rob rivals for sizable crypto thefts. To me, if officers representing the department are kidnapping teenagers to steal from them, I suspect that the citizens of Los Angeles still harbor a bit of fear that the sheriff gangs are currently in action. The fact is, the cops that participated in these gangs to beat, rob, plant evidence, and murder the citizens that they were sworn to protect are clear-cut criminals, and unfortunately, most of these guys will never be held accountable. And this is anyone's guess, but are the bad sheriffs out there? Are they 1% of the force, 10% of the force? It's hard to say, but it does leave an ugly taste in our mouth when the people that enforce the law on us are not held to the same criteria that we are. The uncomfortable truth is you see this double standard a lot with law enforcement. I mean, look at who goes to arrest workers at Amazon or Starbucks when they have their union protest. It's the cops who have the strongest union structure in the country. And don't get me wrong, I am a big fan of good police officers, and I think we need these guys urgently more than ever in our society. But I believe in the old Spider-Man movie quote that with great power comes great responsibility. So folks, I hope we've given you something to think about in this episode, and I want to give a special thanks to Andrew Callahan and his team for helping plant the seed of the idea for this topic.